Guess who's back again. Beef sticks back. Tell a friend. It's the return of the monster. It's Pasty and Fat Mac. And boy, we tasty.
Ooh, boy, are we tasty and fat.
Yeah. And we back. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Been a couple weeks, Fat Mac.
Damn right. It's been a busy couple weeks. We've had to get ready. We got a lot to build up for. On this week's show, we've got the preview to WrestleMania and the preview to NXT New York. Then next week's show, we've got the results of all of those shows, plus the Hall of Fame. And after that, Pasty,
possibly bigger than both of those shows,
is the 100th episode Spectacular-Granza.
Yes, indeed. Keeping it 100 with Pasty and Fat Mac.
Woo!
Coming at you live in just 2 weeks.
Two.
I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Oh,
that was
man,
beautiful.
We don't even have to fucking write this stuff. We feel each other pretty good nowadays.
It's like we never missed a day.
Damn right. And you folks don't have to miss a day. Just make sure that you subscribe.
Subscribe so you get your content all the time, every week, where and when you want it on your preferred streaming service. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. If you really want to dig for it, you can probably find us on Discord. Yeah, Beef Sticks Podcast, baby. We out here.
And you can always email us at beefstickspodcast@gmail.com.
But don't hit us up for jerky. We only provide the jerks.
Damn right. I'm jerking it right now. That's a good jerkin.
Yes. We linking, stinking, and drinking.
Ooh.
Back in the saddle, baby. Of course, we couldn't be back in the saddle without our lovely sponsors, such as Monsterwear Clothing. Get your small runner bulk orders on decals, stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, glassware, jerseys, and many other types and styles of fabrics, along with custom-made graphics and logo design services offered. Monsterwear Clothing is your one-stop shop for the shit you pop. I better stop. I'm not as good at rhyming as I used to be.
But it worked.
And of course, you can't have Monsterwear with a little bit of QualiTee. QualiTees from Wilmer, Minnesota. Boy, that dude Saint has been working hard since the Cut Calhoun show in Rush City. He's been getting orders in for t-shirts left and right, and he's still looking for more work to do. So hit him up at QualiTeesT-shirtco@gmail.com. That link is going to be in the description. QualiTees T-Shirt Co. providing you with all the finest t-shirt needs you can find. Support local. Support what matters. Support Minnesota. And what better way to support Minnesota than, goddamn, today! It's coming out. Wilmer Mania is going down today, brother!
Tonight only!
Coming at 6 p.m. So for those of you out of state, you better get in your time machines and get here fast.
Doors open at 6. Bell time is 7 p.m.
Yes. Ringside seats are $15. General admission is $10. And kids 8 and under are free. Tickets available online at vitalculture.com, Pep's Barbershop, and Relentless Inc.
Or pick them up at the door.
Yes, that's right. Wilmer City Auditorium, 313 6th Street, Southwest Wilmer, Minnesota, 56201.
Don't miss out on former WWF star Tony DiNucci and Randy the Rainmaker Reigns.
Snoochie Noochies.
I got a little Snoochie Noochie the other day. Make sure to check out AWF Wrestling at ProAWF.com. You can always catch them also on Channel 45 TV Saturdays at noon. And if you want, all of their shows are available on YouTube. Go to YouTube and just put in Pro AWF.
All right. Support that local Minnesota wrestling. It is great family-friendly content. And you'll love every minute of it, and you'll feel really good while you do it. And
always
if
a blast.
Pay close attention. They do plenty of free shows to support you, the fans.
They do a lot of free shows.
Tony DiNucci is on top of his game, brother. Speaking of on top of the game in local wrestling, though, First Wrestling is now available on Fight TV!
Fight TV!
Which is pretty fucking epic. I want to get it now. I actually have the urge to get Fight TV if it was only on any of my devices.
That's a good reason to get the old Fight TV app. Not only do you get your Ring of Honors, your Impact Wrestling, your New Japan, your AEW, but you can get local shit like First Wrestling.
Man, that blows my mind and straight blasted in outer space, Fat Mac.
And if you feel like you're in outer space, you would get along just great at the Galactic Get Down. Folks, there is only 104 days left to the event. Damn, it's getting close.
Damn, it feels good to be a get down.
It does. You need to set your phasers to fun, but you already knew that. They're going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing in interstellar style. At the fourth, pasty count at 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth annual Galactic Get Down. You know your boy Pasty and you know your boy Fat Mac have not missed a GGD, and we're not going to start this year. We're going to be there. You can come check us out. You can come to the booth. You can talk to us. We're going to be doing interviews. We put on so many little shenanigans shows.
And I mean, with it being the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing, I'm pretty sure we're going to have some deep, dark conspiracy discussions and try to expose the truth for ourselves.
Oh, you know it, baby. You know it. This is a 3-day outer space themed music and camping festival that is located in the outskirts of Houston, Minnesota, at the breathtaking Outback Ranch. There are going to be 2 stages, so that means there's going to be no overlapping music.
No!
Yes, there's something for everyone at the Get Down, because it's family friendly, and that means there are plenty of activities on site with a variety of artists painting and creating all weekend. There's independent food vendors to satisfy every one of your little munchies. And with
in my belly.
Craft and art vendors lining the walkways in the midway.
Get on my living room wall.
You will definitely find something to add to your collection.
Get on my body.
And Pasty, this week, we got some of the newest names added to the Galactic Get Down
list. It's like a
list.
whole second lineup.
Should I tell them about it?
I think you should tell them.
I'm going to tell them. You're not only going to get so many of the folks that we talked about before, but you're also going to get the lowest pair.
Couldn't think it would possibly get lower than Pasty White and Fat Mac, but it does.
Somebody got lower. It's mind-boggling. Chase Mackay. You got the Bob Pat Band.
Yes.
Rampant Roots. Gus Royale. The Swashbuckler. Fishbane Jeffrey. John Sullivan. Chase Ingram. Tyler Rennie. Sammy Danger Strings. We also got Jeremy Beeman, Danny Reese, Luminos, Tony Trey Thompson, Ira Hayes, and the Strays. And you can call him a drunken Ira Hayes if you wish, to quote Johnny Cash. All of that, plus your hosts, Dead Larry, and so many more, at the GGD Galactic Get Down Camping Music Festival in Houston, Minnesota, July 18th through the 20th this year, Outback Ranch. Do not miss it. Let's get weird. You can go to galacticgetdown.com to pick up your tickets for this space mission. Admission to the greatest weekend of your life, Pasty, is $110 only. That's for all the days, full through. That's $100 total. The tax is included. That's where the 10 comes from, so you don't got to worry about counting out for the government. We're telling you right now, 110. Leave the government out of this shit. And as always, Galactic Get Down is brought to you by the aforementioned Dead Larry, Seahorse Productions, and Vicarious Visions.
Yes, indeed. And this week, John Mirren, one part of the Founding Fathers team of the Galactic Get Down, put out a mission. He is seeking a total of 12, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 free mannequins. So if you've got any mannequins sitting out in your back shed, you creepy fuck, hit us up. Let's get these mannequins for the get down. You never know what they're going to do. They always got some insane art displays all around the whole place, and you got to explore to find everything. It's a whole lot of fun.
I don't know if they want my mannequins. I don't know if they want to know what I've done to them.
Just bleach them first. It'll be okay.
Bleach them. Cleanse them with fire.
Do something to make sure they don't talk, you know?
I hope with all these mannequins coming, there better be a major award there. I want to see the fucking leg lamp from Christmas Story. I don't give a shit. It better be there. This many mannequins, you can donate a leg.
This may be a sci-fi themed music festival in the summer, but we need that leg lamp.
Let's be honest, a leg lamp is as sci-fi as it gets, buddy. I mean, it's not really in this world. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dan Harmon would love it. But that guy's into those things. He's got a fetish.
Fetish.
He's got a mannequin leg fetish.
Mannequin Skywalker.
It's very...
God, I hope they do. See, I think they're gonna do like a Star Trek bridge setup with them. That's my thought.
Riker to the bridge.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm really looking forward to it, and goddamn, it's coming up fast.
It always seems like it's so far away that all of a sudden it's like, holy shit.
Well, when you think about it in months and how fast a month goes, it's only a couple months away. Damn it!
I'm telling you,
Ooh.
It's insane. It's only just short of a month after the kids get out of school. Oh, right. Blast us! Crazy stuff going on, man. Crazy, fucking crazy. Wild and wacky.
Lots to talk about this week. Lots to get through. Lots to truck on for. So let's get right into it with the Savage Sentinel, our WrestleMania Roundup.
You know, you wouldn't expect anything less coming into WrestleMania weekend. You know, not only are you going to have all the news, not only is there WrestleMania, but everybody has some of their biggest events during WrestleMania weekend. So much shit comes up. New Japan's
putting on their show tomorrow, aren't they?
They are. And that's going to be damn fantastic. There's a little something for everybody. I'm jealous. I got a buddy, Freddie, that's there live and hitting up a bunch of shit.
Oh, gotta have some real cheddar to do that.
I'm really jealous of him. But,
you could always help Beef Sticks Podcast get to WrestleMania week next year if you go to patreon.com/cloudstyle and donate a small fee of $1 to $3. Content is coming soon and will be fast and furious like Freddie Mercury. That doesn't make sense, but neither do I.
It all works.
Get us to StarCast, get us to WrestleMania, and we will get you some of the most amazing content you will ever experience in your lifetime.
We want to be there. We want to be pumped. We want to be live. We don't want to be the dead man, Pasty.
No, we don't. But you know who does?
Who does?
His name is Mark, and he's mean.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes.
Are you threatening him?
I am. He's been fucking with our reach, man.
You cannot stop his style.
That was the most fucked off. That was even a season finale too, wasn't it?
It was a very pathetic season finale. I wonder how many folks are going to catch that reference.
I hope most.
Yeah. This last season had a pretty weak season finale as well.
Yeah, that was just the Halloween episode, wasn't it, with the scooters?
No, this season's?
No.
This season's was Amazon.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Pretty much the same thing as the Zuckerberg episode in a sense.
Really similar, yeah. It was really not good. Not good. They're going the Simpsons route, which is fine. Did you hear Simpsons is signed on for 3 more seasons now?
Oh, thank God.
So they'll at least be through 2023. And they'll have 33 seasons minimum.
Are they going to get rid of Smithers next because he's not actually portrayed by a gay man?
I don't know. Hank Azaria could be fruity. He could go both ways. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't ask what he does in his spare time.
But But anyways,
oh, so who's a dead man named Mark?
Speaking of the dead man.
where were we at?
While not scheduled to compete, Undertaker is scheduled to be in and around New York's Mouth Hole this weekend for WrestleMania festivities.
And again, you would expect nothing else. He's a big name. He's a big draw. Even if he isn't going to work it, which is a big even if, but even if he isn't going to work it, you got to bring him there for the fans. He'll be at Fan Access. He'll be at the Hall of Fame, obviously. He'll do the rounds. And he'll probably just hang out backstage and chill with people and be happy he's not busting his body.
Yes, and from great big draws, hopefully not busting their body, to great little men
who are busting their bodies.
By WWE that Rey Mysterio suffered an ankle injury on Monday's Raw, removing him from a scheduled match on SmackDown Tuesday night. It is uncertain whether Mysterio will be cleared to compete this Sunday, but is currently scheduled to take on Samoa Joe for the U.S. Championship.
Pacey, it is certainly uncertain. We know that much.
It's certainly uncertain. Everything in WWE is certainly uncertain.
So, again, not watching WWE at this moment. I'm trying to get back into it, and I've thought maybe I'll start after WrestleMania. We'll see what WrestleMania does, and if they give me a reason to want to. But why the fuck is he on Raw and SmackDown? What the fuck is that about? It's just the one time a year when they get together. And it happens 12 times. What was he doing there?
On Monday, he fought Kurt Angle.
Why?
Because Kurt Angle's on his farewell tour. He fought Samoa Joe. He fought AJ Styles. He fought Kurt Angle. And he's going to wind
Kurt Angle
it all
fought
off
Kurt
with
Angle?
Baron... yeah, he did.
This motherfucker, he's so good. He can have a match by himself and
Rey
sell out an
Mysterio
arena.
is who I meant. Yeah. And so the ankle injury is probably storyline.
I still think it's stupid. He can wrestle them on... Why not have him float between brands? Since he's the farewell tour guy.
He is. He was having matches on Raw and SmackDown the last 2 weeks.
Okay, but why is Rey Mysterio on Raw and SmackDown is my question.
The Rey Mysterio was on Raw for the simple fact of fighting Kurt Angle, I think.
So why didn't he do it
because
on
they
SmackDown?
announced that it was the first time he'd been on Raw in over 10 years.
That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Stick to your rules. If you're going to have rules, they're going to... if from what we understand is true, they're going to have to stick to their rules once Fox gets a hold of them, because Fox doesn't want them switching around. So maybe that'll be a good thing if that's legit. We haven't heard any legitimate people say that that's happening, but I just don't like it.
Vince is back right against the wall, too. Cause
I don't like it.
He keeps all of his favorite talent on Raw.
Which
and so Fox isn't going to get what they want unless it can be back and forth.
If whoever pays them more is going to get who they want. You know how Vince is.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, we don't have it in the news, but I'm going to slip it in real quick, just like I do to your mom on Friday evening. Go make sure to check out Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He had a great segment about WWE on his show. It's about 20 minutes long. If you're a fan of John Oliver, Last Week Tonight, you're going to know he doesn't... First of all, he doesn't hold any punches, which is great. He's just straight up and honest. But while you watch it, you can tell he is a legitimate pro wrestling fan, and he isn't trying to bury pro wrestling, and he isn't even trying to bury WWE.
So then why isn't he in the WrestleMania match instead of Michael Che and Colin Jost?
Well, first of all, after the show aired, WWE has invited him to WrestleMania to show him what they're really like. Which I'm pretty sure he's not going to go, but nonetheless, it is really good. The whole focus of it is mainly about their benefits and how they're considered independent contractors, and that's all bullshit and illegal. So that's the main gist of it.
Same shit we've been preaching for years, folks.
Exactly. But John Oliver seems to make the needle move, and that's obvious with WWE actually responding to him publicly, you know? Yeah. So that's good. It's good. It's getting out there. It's good. It's getting talked about. I definitely recommend that you go and watch that. It's a really good watch. He says some shit you need to hear. He brings up some older stuff that may not be completely relevant, but just the enthusiasm that he has, you can tell he's a real fan. Obviously, he has writers, so there's people that look up the stuff and find it, but you can tell when somebody's just reading something about pro wrestling or when somebody actually understands what's going on.
Yeah.
So, and he constantly praises it. He praises pro wrestling through the whole thing. He just shits on Vince McMahon. But he praises pro wrestling the whole time. And one more plug for people that are not paying us. Good Mythical Morning had a recent brand new game they've never played before with a special guest, the man, Becky Lynch.
Yes, they did.
So make sure to go check that out. That's a pretty fun one. They get to smash shit. That's the whole game, is them smashing shit. So it's fun. There's barbed wire involved. There's sledgehammers involved. There's legs. There's mannequin legs involved. Check it out.
I love Good Mythical Morning. It's been a hard watch for me for the last 6 months or so, because I don't know, I feel like you can see that Rhett and Link aren't friends like they used to be anymore.
They're not even
and
trying.
It hurts the show. Yeah, it hurts the show bad.
They're just doing too much.
Link is the butt of every joke, and the cast is always on Rhett's side, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, I think they're just doing too much.
They're grooming their crew for... I mean, Rhett and Link probably don't have that many years left on the show in general. I think the show continues on, but with what's her face, the producer.
Yeah, you think like they'll do kind of what
and it'll be. I'm assuming it'll be a dual female anchor cast.
I would love to see them get
Cotton Candy Randy.
That would be awesome. But
He would be my favorite.
Not him. What's Chase? Chase would be great.
Okay.
He'd be a good co-host. But I say you think they're going to do similar to what Mythbusters did, where the hosts leave and the co-hosts take over and nobody watches it.
I think Good Mythical Morning will live on. I mean, it's our generation's morning show. You know what I mean? We don't watch that fucking NBC Good Morning America shit.
I don't know, man. I loved that fucking R. Kelly interview with Gayle King. That shit was phenomenal.
I just watched the SNL spin on it, and that was good enough for me.
Oh, man, no. That's the SNL spoof does no justice to the actual one. You need to go watch it, Pasty. It's all over YouTube. You need to watch the actual Gayle King interview with R. Kelly. Okay. It is just amazing. For a second, I thought he was going to start swinging on her. I gave you 30 years of my life. 30 years of my life.
Just breaks down and does everything that he's been accused.
He did.
Of doing.
He went crazy. He went crazy on everybody. They literally, his handler had to fucking jump up and grab him. I'm not making that up. It's nuts.
You think him and Kanye West hang out much?
Probably.
I want that album.
They're two peas in a pod right there.
R. Kelly and Kanye.
Yeah.
Woo!
But we got to keep it moving. There is more WrestleMania news, Pasty.
Yeah, and much like you won't be hearing from R. Kelly, one voice you will not be hearing at WrestleMania is the iconic crooning of a Booner Sooner. All right, JR has officially parted ways with WWE and unsurprisingly signed to All Elite Wrestling. Jim Ross was interviewed by WFan Radio, and he spilled the beans when All Elite Wrestling television show debut. What? Oh, and he spilled the beans.
You all right there, Pasty? Did you have a bout of Bell's palsy all of a sudden in honor of Jim Ross?
Uh-huh.
Well, let me tell you something here, boy. You're gonna spill the bean. Let's take it that Jim Ross was interviewed. And
Jim Ross was interviewed by WFan Radio, and he spilled the beans on when All Elite Wrestling's television show will debut. Ross says it will start airing in October 2019, and that fans won't have to search for it. Woo!
He was quoted saying, "I've been anointed," I like the way he says that, "I've been anointed the voice of a brand that's going to be debuting in October on national television on a major cable network," said Jim Ross. Now, while he apparently can't name it right now, I'm sure they're still, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. He did say that people will be doubly excited. I don't know what that means. When they find out where it's being aired. He said, "It's a network we can all find." Just by going with what he said and by
Cartoon
some of the relevant
Everybody's
rumors.
got Cartoon Network.
I'm assuming it probably is going to be TNT. That would be my guess. Possibly the Paramount Network, which was used to be Spike TV, which has aired both ECW and WWE in the past.
I don't know. TBS is a very basic channel.
You think they'll go to TBS?
I think
TNT's got a bigger range.
I can't say that when I've had basic cable packages in the last 5 years of my life that I've even had TNT. So I don't think that that's a channel everybody gets.
Yeah, but he did say it's on a major cable network, and I think TNT is a major cable network in the lines of USA, TNT.
I think the doubly excited is some kind of a hint.
You think he's going to be on the WB? It's not even around anymore. The CW. It's going to be on the CW, baby.
Right after Smallville.
AE Dub C Dub. Oh, you don't want those WCW initials in there. They better rethink this shit. AEWCW. All Elite World Championship Wrestling. What? Wait a sec.
It sounds okay.
Oh. Woo. No, I'm excited for them. I'm glad that they're pretty much there. I'm glad they're going to have a major deal. And let's, obviously, with this being a startup company, it's only going to be a deal for 1 or 2 years. So if they do amazing, there's going to be room for them to grow and go to other networks also.
Ooh, what if it's Discovery?
Ooh, they could be on... What if it's Investigative Discovery? What if it's on Telemundo?
I think Discovery would be a good move for a wrestling promotion, though, especially one sourcing like very, very indie guys because you're discovering new wrestling. It could be intriguing. And Discovery and History haven't put out channel or shows like they've been supposed to for, 10, 12 years?
Oh, yeah, neither one does anything with science or history.
It's all reality TV.
It's fucking
fake
sharks, reality shows. Yeah. Aliens.
Pawn shops.
Yeah.
Nazis. They still do a fair amount of Nazis.
Nazis.
Speaking of cable TV, WWE and A&E are partnering to cultivate a series of 5 two-hour documentaries covering the career and history of superstars such as Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Macho Man Randy Savage, Booker T, and Roddy Piper.
I'm looking forward to these. I am.
Yeah.
I'm a little uneasy because it's WWE and we know how they skew their shit. But I still, even when they put out their DVDs and they have the documentary style to them, I like them. They have the WWE slant, but they still do give you a lot of history and a lot of information. And they seem to get really relevant people, My
favorite WWE slant documentary is The Rise and Fall of the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, man. Yeah, that one.
They weren't even trying to be nice to him.
Yeah, they weren't. I mean, they just put it out there. But I think that one's still fairly realistic. Yeah, I think the one that has the more slant is the one they released after he died, where all of a sudden he was a great person and an awesome wrestler. Like, a decade after they put out the first one, they put out another one completely contradicting themselves.
And those two combined, they destroyed all the copies of the original.
Yeah, it's like those two combined really give you an idea of how WWE slants its media. Which, again, as a company, it should. Smart business. Not knocking them for that, but knocking the act of it in general still.
Yeah.
For sure. But man, not only is AEW getting on a cable network, and not only is WWE coming on A&E, Pasty, they've got more shows coming to cable networks. What else have we got?
Well, Triple H appeared today on Fox Sports 1's First Things First to announce a new studio-oriented show covering the superstars of WWE. It will be coming to Sports Cable Channel in the fall of 2019. It will air on Tuesday nights. This coincides with SmackDown Live's move from the NBC Universal's USA Network to the Fox Network on Friday nights in October.
So it's pretty vague what it's going to be other than a new studio-oriented show. I'm guessing like Talking Smack.
Talk. Yeah.
Which, again, could be decent. I won't watch it, but could be decent. Fun fact, folks. your boy Fat Mac has appeared on Fox Sports 1. So
yes, he has.
I've been interviewed by Fox Sports 1 before in the past. I'm not making that up. This is a shoot. This is not a work. You can even go in your machines and look it up if you knew my legal name and what I was shilling at the time, which I'm not going to give you right here.
Do your digging, you'll find it. He shared it on Facebook.
Dig it, baby. Dig it. And WWE has even more partnerships, Pasty. They have recently announced a partnership with one of the biggest games for young and preteen kids, Roblox.
Yay.
Players can now play as characters that look like Roman Reigns, Xavier Woods, Becky Lynch, and Seth Rollins. And folks, if you don't know what Roblox is, think of if Minecraft was fun, you'd have Roblox. Basically.
I mean, it's way different than Minecraft in the ways you create games and shit.
Yeah, you create stuff, you move
heavily
around,
monetized.
there's games.
How much money have you spent on Roblox through your children?
A lot, but you don't. The good thing about it is you don't need to play any games or participate in anything. It's all for just extra swag, and kids like extra swag.
Swag.
So, but it's a fun game. There's actually a handful of games that I play on there that I play fairly regularly. Their hide and seek is really fun. I like that one. They got one. They got one that was a precursor to the Friday the 13th video game they put out. That's a Slender Man game.
Nice.
So that one was always cool. You just run around, one person Slender Man. Everybody else is not Slender Man. You hide from him. You attack him. And yeah, it's good shit. So if you have kids and they're into WWE, let them know, because they'll know what you're talking about. You might not know what Roblox is, but they'll know what you're talking about. Trust me.
Hell yeah. Can you feel the excitement, folks?
Apparently. So I'm just going to jump into it, because not only is WWE going to have a 2-hour documentary on A&E about the Rowdy one, Roddy Piper, but they have also unveiled the latest Bronze Hall of Fame statue, which is WWE Hall of Famer Roddy Piper. That is now in their collection of immortalized legends. Piper's entire family was present for the unveiling, as well as notable rivals such as Sting, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, and more. He joins a list of amazing pro wrestlers to be immortalized in bronze statues, including Andre the Giant, Bruno Sammartino, Ric Flair, and Dusty Rhodes. I think I named them all. I don't know. I didn't write them down. I probably should have, but I think that's everybody.
Sounds right.
That's a good group. That's a solid group right there.
It is.
Solid bronze.
I imagine Cody in a burglar outfit trying to break in and steal the statue of his father. Like he's been taking back his copyrights these last few weeks.
Fucking hamburglar mode and shit. He just cuts off the head like fucking Bart did to Jebediah Springfield. You got the head of Dusty Rhodes.
Yes. Couple people who probably won't be gracing the WWE Hall of Fame or having bronze statues made in their likeness anytime soon have returned to the Impact Zone, and of course I'm talking about your favorite wrestlers, Rob Van Dam and Sabu.
Woohoo!
EC Dub.
They both recently appeared on the United We Stand special, which
I hope they're not as bad as Tommy Dreamer.
I hate to admit I'm only halfway through the United We Stand show. I wish I was all the way through it. I'm not. It's been such a busy fucking multiple weeks. It's insane. But definitely good so far. I think it's going to get better as it goes. I haven't got to Rob Van Dam and Sabu's match yet. I did see Tommy Dreamer.
Are they fighting each other? Or are they
No,
tagging?
they're tagging.
How'd Dreamer do?
Dreamer was Dreamer. Let's just say Dreamer was Dreamer. He was in a 8-man tag match, so that helped. It was actually going to be a handicap match, but at the last minute, old boy showed up. It was Cage, Eddie Edwards, and Moose. taking on Drago, Daga, Aerostar, and Cuerno. And then Tommy Dreamer came in at the last moment. So, you got amazing wrestlers like Edwards, Drago, Aerostar in there. You got capable wrestlers like Cage, Moose, Cuerno. Daga's somewhere in between capable and that. So, yeah, Tommy Dreamer worked. He worked for that.
He should be in multi-man matches if he's going to wrestle anymore. That's definitely a thing.
He has to be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but he just...
You can't be a hardcore legend for as long as you were and expect your body to work that way today. It's not a thing.
But yeah, hopefully soon I'm going to get to see it's RVD and Sabu versus the Lucha Bros.
Ooh.
So, yeah, that'll be good. Penta El Cerro and Rey Fenix. It's in an extreme death match. One thing I don't like about...
It's not going to be extreme with these old dudes.
I don't know, man.
The young guys will get bloody.
RVD can still... Actually, both of those guys can still go extreme. They'll still put it all out there. One thing that I kind of... This is another one of these pay-per-views that I have to call bullshit on bullshit. This match has an extreme death match. It has the Ultimate X match, which is basically no rules, although we know they don't start throwing garbage cans and shit like that in there. But, okay, extreme death match. We have a Monsters Ball match, which is, again, just a no-holds-barred, anything-goes hardcore match. We have a Full Metal Mayhem match, which, again, is just like anything goes. It's like a TLC match, but it's anything goes. When you're going to have 3 or 4 different matches on the card that are the exact same stipulation, and you're going to call them something different,
at least be WWE.
It's not creative. Yeah, to me, that's not creative enough. You could have been more creative.
Yeah.
I'd even take a few of those matches. Either I'd take a few of those matches being regular matches and not have the stipulations, or I'd rather you go into it and say, this is United We Stand. This is Impact Wrestling taking on MLW. This is Impact Wrestling taking on Lucha Underground. So, with all this at stake, everything is anything goes. You know what I mean? I'd rather you just say that and go for it.
So does Impact follow this up with a Divided We Fall pay-per-view? Because I think that would be cool, too.
That would be really cool.
Hide your bitches and hold on to your britches, Fat Mac. Kurt Angle will be at StarCast 2. Retiring from WWE just to go to StarCast?
I'm telling you.
Shit.
Wild. It's crazy. Yeah, that'll be awesome. That would be worth the price of admission alone. You're getting Kurt Angle. You're also getting, of course, all of the All Elite folks. You know they're all going to be there. It's kind of crazy with as particular as WWE is, how many of these people, I have to assume maybe they were locked in before the announcement of AEW or what, but there's so many WWE names on here. Sting, Undertaker, Ric Flair, they're all going to be there. Jerry the King Lawler's going to be there. You got the podcast kings, Bruce Pritchard, Eric Bischoff, Tony Schiavone. I mean, come on, this is Conrad Thompson's show. You know they were going to be there. Bret Hart, Jim Ross, The Outsiders, Hall and Nash, Lita's going to be there, Ricky Steamboat, X-Pac, the Four Horsemen we had talked about just the other day. Magnum TA is going to be there. Tommy Dreamer, Joey Ryan, The Godfather, your favorite and mine, Pasty, David Arquette, former WCW World Champion.
Hell yeah.
We're also getting RVD, Leva Bates, Brian Pillman Jr., Shane Helms. What's up with that?
That's crazy.
Blue Meanie's going to be there. The Apter Mags, Man, Bill Apter, Madison Rain. Both L.A. Park and El Hijo del L.A. Park are going to be there. It's going to be great. Rock and Roll Express, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Mil Mascaras, No Yob, folks. The beautiful people, both Angelina Love and Velvet Sky are going to be there. Jimmy Havoc, Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass, Stan Hansen. It's hard to believe he's still alive. Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Ted DiBiase, the former $1 Million Man. Current just going in WWE Hall of Famer Brutus the Barber Beefcake. One of my favorite luchadors of all time, Psychosis. There's going to be Tatsumi Fujinami, the Penta Brothers. It's going to be a blast.
That is insanity.
And they promise more guests to be announced.
Why?
Why?
You've done enough. It's like Disneyland. You're not possibly going to be able to do everything.
Oh, no, you never will.
No.
You never will.
Jesus fucking Christ. I bet Beefcake's just keeping his mouth shut to Vince, like, if I don't tell him, he won't know.
Well, you know, we did kind of slip in there that Beefcake is being inducted this year. Let's drop down who's all coming in here and kind of give a little synopsis. I know we've talked about it as it's come out, but I mean,
yeah.
This is the
we've also missed
WrestleMania
a couple
Roundup,
weeks
man.
too, and there's been a couple more announcements, and
yeah,
you know, it's final. It's here. It's coming. It's going.
and
it's happening.
And there's a few now that are going to be double Hall of Famers, which is scary that there's this many double Hall of Famers already.
Well, it won't be a big deal. Somebody will become
It's
a
not
3-time
anymore.
Hall of Famer. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he's not even a 2-time yet.
He's not?
No.
Oh shit.
I know, that bothers me. I was fine with Ric Flair being the first, but I thought Hulkster should definitely be the second.
100%.
And I guess not.
No, Booker T gets it first. I wonder why. But yes, P6 Podcast proudly Beefsticks Podcast proudly presents your WWE Hall of Fame class of 2019.
That was a pretty good Howard Finkel you kind of did there. I
tried.
Have you seen Howard lately? He
Uh,
looks so much weirder with the fucking beard and stuff. He looks odd.
no, then I haven't seen him.
Oh man, he doesn't, like, I seen the caption and said it was Howard Finkel, and I was like, wait, that's not Howard, and I kind of covered the bottom half. I was like, oh, that's Howard Finkel!
Push the hair to the side.
You know?
Peter, it is you, Peter.
Right. Wonder how many folks caught that reference. Haven't watched that one for a while.
No, I haven't watched that one in a long time. I'm surprised I was able to drag that one out the well. I'm
That
not
was
good
awesome.
with that shit. That's
And you were
ingrained
quick
from
with it.
childhood, though.
Oh, yeah. You were quick with that. I still, to this day, when I have an idea, I'll be like, I just had an apostrophe. You mean epiphany.
Yes. D-Generation X is entering in the WWE Hall of Fame. That's right, Triple H. Shawn Michaels makes his 2-time Hall of Fame debut. X-Pac, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, and Gina. As Donald Trump would say it, Gina.
Gina. She's a huge Gina. She's a huge Gina. I know her. I met her. She said I was her favorite president. I watched all her movies. They're amazing. She's amazing. She loves me. She said I was the best. I didn't say it. Not me. She said it. Huge Gina. She said it. The whole podcast is Trump. That would be fun.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we've talked at pretty good length about this. It's cool. It's a thing that's happening.
And again, when this was announced, I was willing to accept that Shawn Michaels was going to be the second 2-time before Hogan. I don't agree with it, but I was willing to accept it. I was like, I get that. But then, Pasty, what do we got next? Harlem
Heat was soon thereafter announced to be entering the WWE Hall of Fame, making Booker T a 2-time. I don't know why I gotta say it more than 2 times.
You did it wrong. It's only 2 times. But yeah.
I was gonna say it 5 times originally, just
like his 5 times.
Yes.
I know.
Then I got bored. Yep. Much like I got bored with this addition to the Hall of Fame. I mean, they did stuff. They're important. But Booker T doesn't need to be in the Hall of Fame twice.
As an NWA,
not now, not 10 years from now.
As an NWA WCW guy, I'm super excited that Harlem Heat's in here because I think they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And I think they got a resume to show they are. Not necessarily one of the greatest
I'd
WWE
like to see him
tag
try to
teams of
go
all
with
time.
some of the tag teams of this era.
In their prime?
No, now.
Well,
it'll
it's
happen.
Not gonna happen.
It'll happen. Dudley Boys went into the Hall of Fame and then came back for
I don't think they're going to get Stevie Ray back out. I don't think he wants to. I'd love to see him bust out another slapjack. I really would. But no, I do like this. But yes,
with
I agree. Booker T.
Slapjacks and flapjacks.
That'd be awesome.
It's happening. You know it's happening.
I think it should.
It's probably going to happen at the Hall of Fame ceremony, to be honest.
But yeah, I don't think Booker T deserves to be a 2-time champion, to be honest. I think they could have done Harlem Heat and Booker T all in one.
What I think would be straying away from like having everybody have inductees this year potentially. I know not everybody's been announced to have inductees.
Well, everybody's going to have an inductee. I can't believe they wouldn't.
They say they want to change the format up somewhat. That's what I was.
I know that the last few times people have kept going too long, and it's been quite a problem. So, I mean, maybe not. Maybe they'll just have their video package, which is good also. I'm kind of fine.
I think DX could get away with a video package. I don't think they need an inductee. Harlem Heat, though, I would have to think New Day would induct them.
I think it would be great. I also, it's weird, but I also could see Colonel Rob Parker inducting them because he was a big, a manager of theirs, or Jacqueline. Jacqueline was with them a lot. Yeah. But with that's serious. I'm talking both of them. I'm serious about now as a joke, just to make fun of WCW is really in not thinking and how stupid they were, just as WWE has been a lot of times. If they could bring them coming out with Colonel Rob Parker when Rob Parker had him on chains. I think that would just be classic. Don't think they should do it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, boy, would they be missing an opportunity if they didn't.
It's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. No, but I think I think any of those would be good. New Day would fit with WWE's mold more. Put them in there. There's also a handful, and right now I can't think of off the top of my head. No, he wasn't. There's a handful of Booker T's students that have come into WWE and are on the main roster, and it'd be kind of neat to see, one of them maybe induct him. But again, WWE's model doesn't fit for a B-lister or a mid-card guy to induct him, unless it's somebody's actual son or living relative. So I don't see that happening.
Then we got the Hart Foundation, and for a while there, we were kind of like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
which
incarnation of the Hart Foundation are we doing here across the nation?
And it's finally been clarified. Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart. Does that make Bret Hart a 2-time Hall of Famer too?
This is our third 2-time Hall of Famer in a row. Let's just put everybody in twice. Fuck it, double them up.
Yeah, it's definitely not a big deal anymore. They killed it tonight.
Yeah. I mean, they did. In one night, they have just made being a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer not worthless, but not actually mean anything. It's just one more thing, just another asterisk to add to somebody's name. That's all it is at this point.
And it just slanders the people who still don't have a 1-time Hall of Fame even more.
But, again, Hart Foundation, they didn't need to do this. They should have inducted Jim Neidhart by himself. The Hart Foundation is, again, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And they've had they had one of the best matches in the early years of WrestleMania. So, I mean, they've really proven themselves.
I just hope Bret's hand holds out for him for this thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we can't have him, can't have him cramp up or nothing. Wouldn't be good. Jim Neidhart deserves it. I think it's great he's going to be there. I could easily see Natalya being the one to induct them.
Oh, 100%.
Maybe a handful of the kids.
Jim Neidhart for Natalya, and they brought Bret Hart with because he's money.
You're right. He was the selling point.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad to see them there.
Mm-hmm. Possibly a better inductee than anybody on this entire list or any list ever. Corey Wilson is going into the Hall of Fame this year. Twice, actually. She's going in twice this year.
Because everybody's going in twice.
Yep.
Again, as we mentioned when it first came out, I don't have a problem with this. You need a woman's wrestler in there, and they can't all be top of the line. And some people, like you, think she is one of the best ever. Mm-hmm. So, you know, she may be the first WWE Hall of Famer who was a Playboy cover girl twice. She may be the first 2-time Playboy cover girl. So she is a 2-time Hall of Famer, just a 2-time Playboy cover girl Hall of Famer.
There you go.
So, I mean...
No, I think it's good because Tori Wilson, for the longest time, like, was never brought up whatsoever.
Because she couldn't wrestle and nobody wanted them looking her up.
And I think it's cool that they're giving her the recognition now. And I know she came back and she did the Battle Royals and whatever.
Yeah.
But
I do agree. I think she deserves it more than some people who already have one. Mm-hmm. I think there are women who definitely deserve to be in there before her, but this is the WWE Hall of Fame. That's just the fucking way it goes.
Yep.
It's whichever way Vince's cock is swinging that day is who gets in and who doesn't. You know, I've heard Bruce Pritchard say that, you know, they had voting. They would put down and everybody would put a name in of who they thought should be inducted. And the bottom line came to Vince, and he was like, a lot of times we'd put somebody in year after year after year after year after year, and Vince would never put them in. And sometimes he'd put people in none of us wrote down. So he's like, I don't know why the fuck we even wrote them down.
Nope, it's just Vince's fan club. He probably wanted to get TNA so he could have Trish, but then they're like, Vince, we already have so many 2-timers going in this year. Right. Oh, well, who else got almost naked for me? Oh, Tori Wilson. Yeah, that one. Wilson. Bring her back.
She was on Playboy once, wasn't she? Twice. She's in!
Why isn't she in already? And of course... You couldn't have a Hall of Fame without the good old boys.
Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake.
Unsurprisingly, being inducted by who other than his best friend, Hulk Hogan.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Ed Leslie, folks. Ed Leslie, the man formerly known as the Booty Man. And do you remember what his finishing move is, Pasty?
Oh, no.
The high knee. The Booty Man's finisher is the high knee. Yeah. I think it's been said before, Brutus Barber Beefcake is only where he is because he was such good friends with Hulk Hogan, and probably wouldn't have made it long in this business without him. That being said, the man did have a tremendous physique. And he was super over as Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And he was even pretty over in WCW as the Disciple in NWO. And to be honest, he was probably in the best physical condition of his life when he was there. So, I mean, I'm not going to say the man hasn't paid his dues, and he's definitely a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You know, he beat Mr. Perfect's undefeated streak. He's a multi-time Intercontinental Champion. Nobody can forget the barbershop segments.
Right,
or at very least the one where Sean turns on Marty Jannetty. No one will ever forget that.
I just know that this has got to be pretty awkward for Hulk Hogan seeing his best friend go in the WWE Hall of Fame before him.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
No, stricken from the record books.
No, he got put back on. Remember, before he went to Saudi Arabia.
They should have made him wait it out. Like, you got to earn those stripes, buddy.
My other favorite barbershop segment was when Ultimate Warrior got all pissed and started throwing shit around, and there was a real can of shaving cream, and he threw it, and it blew up all over his face, and he was just kind of didn't know what to do for a second. That was great. Go look that up on YouTube, folks. That's fucking hilarious. Warrior in the barbershop. It just explodes all over him, and he's just kind of like, what? It's good shit. It's really good shit. And when we're talking about gimmicks, Pasty, you can't find a better gimmick than the Memphis Man himself. The Honky Tonk Man.
You can't use a man adjective to describe a name that ends in man. That's just It's not kosher. It's not kosher.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's not Jewish, so that doesn't really matter, does it?
Is he going to be inducted by Double J or Elias?
He's being inducted by the mouth of the house, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. That's the second time this podcast I've screwed up Jimmy Hart's name. I don't know what the fuck. Jimmy and I need to go down to Jimmy's Famous Seafood and go meet the guy, have some crab legs, and get my shit back together. Yeah, Jimmy Hart is inducting the Honky Tonk Man. Why the Honky Tonk Man and Brutus Beefcake are the only two to have an announced fucking inductees seems a little odd considering the list of people, but that's the only two we know the inductees of.
Well, you look at how relatively young the rest of the list is. Like, these are the guys who deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
In Vince's ancient eyes, you know.
In Vince's ancient 80s eyes. When 80 eyes are smiling, roid men get in the Hall of Fame.
And then, of course, we'll have the Warrior Award being presented by Dana
Warrior.
Probably going to Roman Reigns.
It's going to some douche named Sue Atchison. Sue Atchison is a former WWE employee. She was an executive. So at least for once, it's actually going to a behind-the-scenes WWE person like the Warrior initially wanted. So I'll give him that. And to be fair, apparently she is somebody that kind of was in charge of so many of WWE's philanthropo. I almost said anthropologic. Philanthropist ventures such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Susan G. Komen, and that kind of stuff. So she was really big in the charitable programs. So, I mean, I think this is better than the fucking crippled football kid from last year.
Yeah.
Honestly. Fuck him. What was his name? Fuck him. Nobody knows.
We remember Nicholas, though.
We remember old Nicholas. I never remember his name, but you do. Old Nicholas. So, yeah, I actually, out of every Warrior Award they've had so far, this is the only one I probably respect. And I don't even know the broad. She might be a horrible human being for all I know, but Sue Atchison, sure, let's give it to her.
Yeah.
Why not pat the bitch on the back a little bit?
Woo-hoo.
Woo-hoo. And then the celebrity wing is getting the biggest celebrity ever in WWE history, Pasty. This is bigger than Drew Carey. This is bigger than... Who else is a fucking celebrity?
Donald Trump.
I don't think he's... Oh, yeah, he is bigger than the president. Bigger than anyone else. It's Joseph Cohen, Pasty. Joseph Cohen. And the man who needs no introduction. So we can just move along. Everybody knows Joseph Cohen. No. Joseph Cohen, again, this is another one I think it's good that he's in the Hall of Fame. I just don't think the celebrity wing is where he necessarily belongs.
Right.
But Joseph Cohen is the creator and longtime producer of Madison Square Garden Network, the MSG Network, which was the original home of WWF and WWF programming. So it's kind of cool that they're acknowledging him. I just think they could have made just maybe a special one-time award or something. Or he's not a celebrity.
No.
Joseph Cohen?
No.
Nobody knows who the fuck Joseph Cohen is.
No. Are you going to put Ted Turner in then, too?
I think he should. He's a celebrity, at least. Yeah. Everybody knows Ted Turner.
Yeah.
Nobody knows
Have
Joseph
Vince
Cohen.
induct him. God, that'd be so much fun.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? And then, of course,
he dies 2 days later.
Suspiciously. And his wife has the Turner Award next year.
And that will be presented to cameramen.
That will be presented to the cameramen, yes, sir. It'll be presented to Chuck Norris. Oh no, he was on USA. Was he on TNT or USA? Which one was he on all the time?
I want to say TNT.
Yeah, Chuck Norris. He gets it every year. Just give it to the man. And then, of course, we got the legacy wing which is kind of the, man, we want to acknowledge them, but we don't really care enough.
You probably don't know them.
I'm really not a fan of the Legacy Wing. I'm glad that they're recognizing all these people, but almost everybody on these lists, I always think should be an actual inductee and should get a video clip show and everything of it. You know, I know that I'm more into the history of pro wrestling than a lot of people are. Mm-hmm. I get that. But to me, I think if you go down this list we got here, I think people are going to know almost.
All right.
McDaniel. I think most people listening have heard of Wahoo McDaniel. Maybe never seen a match of his, but definitely heard of him.
I mean, how could you mistake a name like that?
Yeah, exactly. He's a multi-time NWA champion, multi-time AWA champion. You know, one of the original fake Native Americans. He was Irish. McDaniel. There's not a lot of, I mean, come on, buddy. So, you know, that's kind of shitty, but nonetheless, he was one of those, when they talked about actual badasses in pro wrestling, he was one of them. And I remember there's a story about him. I can't remember who the other one is. God damn. But anyways, they ended up having a shoot fight outside of the ring back in Houston wrestling. And he was a badass. He was an amateur wrestler. He won, you know, he was AAA in high school and NCAA and all of that stuff. So he was a legit shooter. He was a legit badass and a great professional wrestler. You know, go down and look up a couple clips of his on YouTube and just watch a little bit if you want, but he's definitely worth it. Got anything to say about old Wahoo?
Nah, he's one of the ones I've heard of plenty of times, but I don't think I've seen a match.
Great. The next one I'm going to talk about, I'm pretty sure every single person has heard of. He's been the inspiration for so many wrestlers, including Mick Foley, and including, all I can think of is Brody Lee. What the hell's his name in WWE right now? Not Eric Rowan, but...
Harper?
Luke Harper, who took his name, Brody Lee, that he was in the Independence, from Bruiser Brody. Another multi-time NWA champion. He was a WCCW champion down in Puerto Rico. He was actually murdered in the showers in Puerto Rico by Mr. Wrestling 2.
That's how I want to go out.
You know, if you gotta go, you might as well be murdered in the shower by Mr. Wrestling 2. There's worse ways to go.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, you know, they consider him and Abdullah the Butcher kind of the original hardcore legends, the guys that really started it, the guys that fans were legitimately scared of, guys that bled buckets of blood and put their bodies through so much shit. I'm pretty sure everybody listening has heard of Bruiser Brody, and again, I recommend that you go to YouTube and look up some clips. You don't even have to watch full matches. Look up some clips. Tasty, you got any Brody memories at all?
I mean, I do, but I'm not going to share them with you. Those are private.
Yeah, that is true. It's true.
Love me some Brody. He should definitely be in the main wing of the Hall of Fame.
I think he's a huge name. Yeah. I can't believe he didn't make it in there.
Uh-huh.
The next one I'm talking about, I know she's passed away, but I can't believe they didn't save her for a women's induction, or even being in there with a live. I mean, she would be good with Tori and let both of these women on there, but Luna Vachon. She's the daughter of Mad Dog Vachon, former AWA world champion. Luna Vachon never did win the WWE women's title, which is just ridiculous, but she did win the USWA women's title. She was a wrestling woman before WWE really were into wrestling women. They put her with Bam Bam Bigelow. I think she did great with Bam Bam Bigelow. She was with the Oddities for a while, if you remember the Oddities.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that was when Earthquake used to go to the ring with Eric Cartman.
Yep.
It was a weird time in WWE, folks. Just
ICP, a little bit of ICP.
Yeah, a little bit of ICP.
Everybody can come to the greatest show.
But she was amazing. She's a Minnesota native. You gotta love her. Actually, I think Wahoo McDaniel's a Minnesota native too. I didn't look into that, but I think he is. But I know Luna is. And just an amazing, phenomenal athlete, a badass woman who'd be willing to do anything for you. She was known to have an attitude behind the scenes. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of stories that she wasn't the easiest to work with. But especially, she had a hard time dealing with all the cookie-cutter Barbies towards the end of her WWE tenure when she was a badass wrestler. And I know her and Sable had a lot of issues, but really, I think she, again, deserves a real induction. But I'm glad she's going to be in there one way or the other.
Yeah.
Pacey, I know you got some Luna memories.
Tons of them. The oddities. Really.
The oddities.
Really.
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 She even had an evening gown match with, I think, Sable.
Ooh.
So there you go.
Sable lost?
Probably they did anything to get that woman naked.
They didn't have to try hard.
They didn't have to try hard.
I think Brock has to try hard.
I don't think Brock has to try hard. He has to try hard to get it up, as much roids as that guy's on. Probably tapes a couple popsicle sticks together and lets it go. But up next, we have Special Delivery Jones. SD Jones, you know, I'm not... How do I want to word this politically correct? I don't want somebody to go in just as an affirmative action person, but when you have an African-American pro wrestler who was as amazing as SD Jones, again, I don't know why you wouldn't use him in the actual Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He's not as big of a name as your Wahoo McDaniels, Bruiser Brody, and Luna Vachon, but he's still a really big name. Yeah, people know SD Jones, Special Delivery Jones. He was a 3-time NWA Tag Team Champion. He held multiple singles titles throughout all the territories. He was a name in every territory. Everybody knew Special Delivery Jones.
Basketball Jones.
Basketball Jones. That's how many people catch that reference?
Basketball Jones.
Huh? CNC.
Basketball Jones.
Where's our CNC fans?
Jones, ooh.
SD Jones not here, man. We're pulling out all the references today,
That's
folks.
good. That's a good one.
We're not even fucking around. Believe me, we're just not fucking around.
Now, I've been trying to bear with your out of order calling of names, but I have to point out here, I think you made a mistake.
Okay.
Adam Rose does not deserve to be going into the legacy and wing of the Hall of Fame. I mean, Playboy Buddy Rose, Playboy, Rosebud. That's Adam Rose, right?
Sure, we'll say that.
Or at least heavy inspiration for the character. Fuck.
Right. So let's bring up Playboy Buddy Rose. Again, a name that I think at least people have heard talked about, either from commentators or on specials or where you want, wherever you want to hear it. Playboy Buddy Rose was a main eventer everywhere he went. He traveled the circuit. He was an NWA champion multi-times over. Again, just a big name. I can see from WWE's perspective where they didn't want to put him in the regular Hall of Fame. But, you know, from my perspective, I would be okay with him. I think, man, I would love him to be in there.
Well, the Hall of Fame should be all of these eclectic wrestlers that are fairly obscure to today's fan.
And he actually was in the very first match of the very first WrestleMania.
Ooh.
Now, you might be saying, Fat Mac, the very first match of the very first WrestleMania was Tito Santana versus the Executioner. You would be right.
They had a pre-show
Buddy
back
Rose,
then, too.
Buddy Rose was the masked Executioner. They brought him in late in the years. He was trained by Vern Gagne. He was a Wisconsin guy. He wasn't quite a...
Well, he was trained by a Minnesota guy,
but he was.
I mean, Brock Lesnar's from South Dakota, but you don't hear that.
Exactly. And he won multiple AWA World Tag titles, and like I said, so many NWA singles titles. You definitely know him. And then we're going to get into some of the names that probably people don't know a lot of them. And I understand. These ones I understand why they're here, and I think they do have a legacy. First one I'm going to bust out here is Professor Toru Tanaka. Professor Toru Tanaka, he was back in the WWF. So we're adding extra W's in there. That's the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, and I think most people know that that's just the WWE. But before it was WWE, when Vince's dad had it. So.
And Vince said, "Fuck you, Dad, there's too many W's. I'm taking your company and I'm fixing that."
Yeah, the same way the WWF told him to take away the F.
Yeah, get the F out.
Get the F out, baby. But yeah, he was he was one of the first big international Japanese, if you will, superstars in at least especially in the American Northeast, which was primarily a Irish Jewish sort of territory. You didn't get a lot of the African Americans. You didn't get a lot of the Hispanics or the Asians. He was the very first WWF International Tag Team Champion.
When are they going to bring that belt back?
Right, exactly. Let's get the international. And he was a 3-time WWF Tag Team Champion. So 4-time Tag Team Champion in the original WWF. No, really good guy. He was a badass. If I can say he was a badass. Because he was.
He was.
And he actually beat the Chief Jay Strongbow and Sonny King for the original International Tag Team Championship. So there you go.
All right.
There you go. Oh, we still got a few other people yet. We got Ambling Alp. The old Ambling Alp, Primo Carnera. I'm not going to lie, don't know this cat. The name doesn't ring a bell to me. Haven't heard much about him. But from my little bit of research, he's held numerous regional NWA championships and was a former boxing world heavyweight champion. So you got that.
Yes, you do.
You got that. Next up, I'm going to bust out a name that people probably don't realize was actually this was the authority before the authority was the authority. And I'm talking about Hisashi Shinima, who was the original on-screen president, Pacey, for the WWF, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. He was the Jack Tunney, which was what we grew up with, and then they changed it. Then there was no longer a president, and then they changed it to like commissioners and stuff. Sergeant Slaughter was in there, but there was somebody between Tunney and Slaughter, and I can't remember. It might have been Piper. But
it sounds right.
Yeah, Hisashi Shinima. I don't know a lot about him other than I know he was the original on-screen president for the WWF. So that was kind of cool. And then a name that I think most people know, but I'm not sure about that just because I'm not sure how much people know the business side of wrestling business. And I was really into it, and maybe some people aren't, but Jim Barnett is going in.
I loved Barnett's blueberry vodka.
Don't you, though?
Oh, I do.
He made some good blueberry vodka. The man owned 3 different wrestling companies. He was a co-owner of the NWA, which everybody knows the NWA. He was an owner of Australia's World Championship Wrestling, not to be confused with World Championship Wrestling that took over NWA. I know it gets confusing, folks. And he was the owner of Georgia Championship Wrestling.
GC Dub.
GC Dub. He also worked for Jim Crockett Promotions. And he served as a vice president for Titan Sports from 84 to 87. And for you youngins out there, Titan Sports was the actual legal name of WWF's parent company.
Hence the Titan Towers name on their building, which they will be moving from in the next couple of years.
So it's really cool to see him in there. I think that's awesome. Like I said, to me, he's a huge name. But as I was thinking about it, I was like, God, I wonder how many people actually know Jim Barnett or not. So
I know
I'm glad he's getting some.
I didn't know the accolades.
Yeah, so I know he's getting some recognition.
Hell yeah!
For sure.
We got to rip, rage, and rest of the show for you folks. We're sitting at about an hour, 10 minutes so far.
Woohoo!
Woo!
So I suppose we might as well just start getting into some picks, Pasty.
Oh yeah, we got the picks to flick yo bicks.
That's weird.
And then bend over, Stevie Nicks.
That's even weirder.
I'm gonna get that goat.
Goatsy!
Yes, Beefsticks Takeover Picks, the New York edition.
And why, baby?
Starting off the night, we'll have Pete Dunne defending his UK Championship versus Walter.
This is going to be a barn burner of a classic British Championship match. This is going to be British strong style.
Can they please
all
just
the way
do back and forth chest slaps for the first 20 minutes of the match?
They very well might, and I'm going to be okay with that.
Chest slaps and finger snaps.
Yeah, I'd definitely be okay with that. These are two of the greats from British wrestling before American people knew British wrestling existed.
I want to see Daniel Bryan's chest after Walter gets through with it. That's a new bucket list.
That would be good. I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm going for a Walter. I think he deserves it. I don't know if again, it's pro wrestling. I don't know if
they've been pushing him hard.
He's the man. He was. Before he signed with WWE, he was probably the biggest UK wrestler out there. And, before him, I think it was Tommy End, who's now Aleister Black. And Tommy End got signed, Aleister Black, and then it was Walter, and now he's got signed. So, yeah, I think I'll be happy either way. I just want to watch this match. I could see Dunne keeping it, and I'd be fine with Dunne having a super long run with this.
Just make it super prestigious.
Yeah, just make his name synonymous with it, and I'm fine with that. But I'm going to give the nod to Walter.
I think Walter's an easy pick, but I do feel like if there is a person who could hold the UK Championship and make it, and has made it what it is, and make it even more than that, I think it's Dunne, and I want it to stay on Dunne.
We're done with Dunne.
Well, I'm one with Dunne.
You're one with Dunne. I'm done with Dunne. It's just going to be great. This could easily be the match of the night.
You won't halter with Walter.
Which, again, this is another one that could have so many matches of the night. Holy shit!
I mean, it's Takeover, baby. WrestleMania Takeover.
You never know what to think of with Takeover. It's like every time you watch it, you're like, oh shit, that's definitely the match of the year. And then the very next match, oh shit, it's better than the last. And then the very next match, oh shit, which one was better, the last one, this one, or I can't remember what happened in the first one, so much is going on. Oh shit. Yeah. Good shit. But we go from, this is a all championship takeover, Pasty. Did you realize that?
Yeah.
It's an all championship paste over. We go from the UK Championship.
It's a paste over.
It's a paste over.
Yeah.
This is what we call a paste over. Moving from the UK to the TT.
We're NXT give you a Bukkake makeover. It's a paste over.
So, sir, what is your prior experience? Well, in my last job, I stood around in a group of men jerking off and waiting to come on a woman's face. You got the job, sir. NXT Tag Team Championships. The War Raiders defending their titles against the team of Aleister Black and Ricochet.
They're a staple tag team.
They're stapled together.
For some reason, it doesn't make sense.
For some reason, they're stapled.
They're competing on both NXT TakeOver and WrestleMania.
And, as you might find out later on in our predictions of WrestleMania, There's a reason I'm pretty sure the War Raiders are keeping the championships.
I'd say there's more than one reason why you'd get to that, but yes.
I don't want. Yeah. I think it's going to be good. This is going to be a good match. Two very different styles, but if you've watched...
I want to know how the Raiders beat Aleister Black and Ricochet. That's my big question. My question isn't who's going to win, it's how are they going to defeat.
Yeah, if you've watched War Machine back in Ring of Honor, you know that they can have awesome matches with guys like these. Go look at a War Machine versus Young Bucks match, and you're just going to be blown away. So even though on paper it might look like this is probably the worst match, this could end up being fan-damtastic.
They make me love the fact that old-time wrestlers are saying that these high-flying flippy-do guys are ruining wrestling because you're built to wrestle these guys. That's what you exist for as a big man, is to wrestle these guys.
Exactly.
Nobody wants big men versus big men.
Occasionally, but not a lot.
No.
It depends on who it is.
Pasty White versus Fat Mac.
We're down for that. Sumo wrestling match. No clothes.
Baby oil.
Baby oil. I was going to say mayonnaise.
That too. I'll do both.
Mayonnaise. I'll be mayonnaise, you be Miracle Whip.
Okay.
One of us is going down.
I'll bring the
on
zip.
the other one.
Yeah, War Raiders to win this one, I think. And for me, it's just on the plain fact that Aleister Black and Ricochet were called up to WWE 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They got to be done with NXT soon.
They got no reason.
Yeah.
They got no reason.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the NXT.
Also, this is the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. Or no. They won the Dusty Rhodes Classic to
They won it.
qualify.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. That's why they're here. Up next, we have the NXT Narcotics Anonymous Championship match. Velveteen Dream is defending his championship against Matt Riddle.
I'm so sad.
You don't want Velveteen to lose?
No, I don't want him to lose, but he can't win.
He's not going to win.
And then he's going to go to the main roster, and then I'm going to be sad.
If this was 20 years ago, what is it, 2019?
Yeah, 20 years ago really wasn't that long. I was just thinking about that, 2010 was 10 years ago.
Yeah, so if this is 1999. 20 years ago, easily. If this was 20 years ago, they would have Matt Riddle win the NXT North American Championship, the NA Championship, and they would change it to the Narcotics Anonymous Championship.
Right.
And talk about his drug use fully. It was made for him. This is written for this. It writes itself, but you just can't do it. That's what bothers me. But for sure, this is going to be another one that could easily be match of the night. Velveteen Dream never ceases to amaze me. Matt Riddle has been disappointing in WWE so far.
They haven't put him up in any lengthy matches. They haven't let him show who he is. It's just like what WWE did with EC3 when they called him up. There's no reason to believe in the guy because you haven't given him a chance to show anything.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this is his showcase. I don't know, but I'm hoping.
I mean, Velveteen Dream can make him look good.
Velveteen Dream does look good.
Yeah, he does.
I'd put a pinky in his butt.
I'm just saying, Velveteen Dream, I love to see him win, but I'll never be mad when he loses.
That man, he's like Shawn Michaels. He looks good losing.
I want to see him and Shawn in a sell-off.
Oh my gosh. They'd both just be flip-flopping and flying, but never touching each other.
Yep. They just blow on each other.
Yep. Fly across the ring. It'd be nuts.
All fucking bloody.
It'd be fantastic. I would love it.
I was just watching some of Shawn's best fucking bumps.
As much shit as I give Shawn, the man was amazing in his time.
His match with Hulk Hogan. Brilliant bumping.
Oh, I disagree. I think that was so...
It was...
And depending on who you believe, he was totally doing that on purpose.
He definitely was doing that on purpose. Vince
I
wanted
think
him
that
to
was
make
very
Hogan look
unprofessional.
strong, And so he's like, okay, you want that? I'll give you what you want. You won't ask me to do it again.
That was very unprofessional, I think. But that comes back to why I dislike Shawn Michaels so much, is that shit. He was not a professional.
Why he's one of my favorites.
and that's fine. That's fine. I won't take away his in-ring prowess, and I won't even take away his original.
And he wasn't even young guard then. He was like middle ground. I've been here for a long time. I'm meat and bones.
At that time, he had already retired and come back.
Yeah.
So he was a legend at that time already. He had no reason to have to do that. Yeah. Sean, you've sullied your reputation.
No.
That, and every time that he comes out, you and I have talked about it, and I'm sure I've talked about it on the podcast before. Every time he comes out to the ring, gets on his knees, does the cross, points up in the heavens because he's such a religious guy. Then he goes in the middle of the ring and crotch chops and says, suck it. That also is just like, you can only do one or the other at the time. You're going to want
to see what I do next.
Yeah, you can only do one or the other in the same fucking show. You can't do both. Not with me there. I won't let that pass. Sorry, buddy.
Hail Satan!
Yeah. Next up, we have NXT Women's Championship match. These are three of the best women in the all of WWE right now.
Except there's four of them.
All right, what did I say?
Three.
Well, you got to guess which one isn't. I'm not going to tell you. Not going to tell you which one is not. Little Freudian slip there. We got Shayna Baszler defending her championship against Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, and Bianca Belair.
Now, aren't Sane and Shirai just going to work together for a while?
I would hope so, because they are former friends and they used to work in Stardom together.
I don't see Shayna and Belair getting along. You know what I mean?
No. Shayna doesn't get along with anybody, and Bianca Belair doesn't. She's the EST of NXT, Pasty.
So then, and this is only if you're booking it like WWE would book it, Kairi Sane, Io Shirai take out Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair early. They're out for an extended period where Kairi Sane and Io Shirai go head to head.
And put on an amazing women's clinic match at that point.
And then, as I'm predicting, Shayna Baszler comes in for a quick submission or roll-up to retain.
Super makes sense.
Yeah.
100% makes sense.
It's just when you have so many people in the match, the odds is the champion's going to walk away. Especially when you think the main event of WrestleMania and what's going to happen there.
Right. With that, and I agree with you. I think that's the probably the best written storyline and probably the most obvious one.
It is very cutter, very easy to come up with. But.
You could even though take that a step further and say when Shayna comes in and puts her triangle hold or something onto Io Shirai, that's when Bianca Belair comes in,
chokes the shit
wraps
out of
her up in her hair. Yep, exactly. And she ends up pulling out the win. Or does a quick little schoolgirl and ends up getting the quick win. You know what I mean?
Or Kairi Sane has enough time to regain some stamina and pick up the win.
Yeah, you could even see, how about this? What if Shayna Baszler has Io Shirai in a hold? Io Shirai is holding out. She's fighting for everything. This is her chance. Bianca Belair pins Kairi Sane while Shayna Baszler is holding Io Shirai, but Io doesn't tap.
There you go, and that furthers hella storylines.
And then Io could tap right after the ref counts 3, so then they both, then you could further Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair's story right there, I don't know. So many things you could do with this.
Any one of them I'm okay with.
Honestly, yeah. I'm really fine with any one of them getting it. I'm fine with anyone getting it. But if folks couldn't tell from my description before, I'm picking Bianca Belair. She's one of them that I never watched before NXT. And I love Kairi Sane and Io Shirai, and I've watched their stuff before NXT, and I'm super into them, and I'm super into so many people. But I have just fallen in love with Bianca Belair in the ring. I think she's amazing. I love her hair gimmick. I think she can do a lot with that. I love the EST of NXT. I think she has everything. She has the badass look. She has good in-ring experience, good in-ring talent. She can work on it. She's probably not as good as Kairi or Io.
I want to see Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler in a hair versus hair match, and Shayna ends up losing. Shayna
That
could
would
be
be
a
cool.
bald chick.
She could. Oh yeah, she could pull that off. Just like.
But just for the risk of Belair losing her hair, I think that would be good. Very good.
It's a good stipulation.
Yes.
I really think it is. Roxy Laveau is who I'm trying to think of. I don't remember what she was in WWE, but Serena Deeb. Remember Serena Deeb?
No.
You don't remember Serena Deeb from the? She was with Doc Gallows and CM Punk in the Straight Edge Society.
Yep.
And she had to shave her hair.
Yeah.
And she pulled it off.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, she didn't pull it off. She shaved it off.
And I mean, Ruby Riot's close enough. She could pull it off too. She's got shaved enough head as is.
Yeah, she does. She has shaved on the side. Then we got what probably will be, no doubt how amazing all of these other matches are. What probably will end up being the best match of the weekend.
Probably is an understatement, I think.
NXT Championship match. Johnny Gargano, Mr. Wrestling, versus Adam Cole, Bay in a best 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yes. And I mean, if we can't have Ciampa Gargano conclusion, this is the best way to go. It feels so right. And since Ciampa's going to be out for a long time, you can just take them both away from that picture. And we can be undisputed together forever.
Forever.
I think you guys know who we're both picking.
Baby, I mean, they already know at this point. Even if I thought there's no way he's winning, I'm going for Adam Cole. Even if I thought there is no way.
For all the pretty high profile nothing matches that he's had to lose, like he lost in the tournament, he lost at the Super Bowl show. He's been losing lately, and I think this is his time. I mean, like I said, Ciampa's gone for probably a year.
He's gonna be out. He's gonna be out for a while.
If he comes back, there's a chance. You know what I mean? There's a chance he couldn't come back. So,
sadly, yes.
Change everything. Go undisputed. Why not? It's the best faction in WWE.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Best one in a long time.
And right now, they ain't got no gold. So for Cole to have the NXT championship, that's great.
Keeps them in the picture, you know.
And
keeps
then if you want
bragging
to,
rights.
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa were already called up to the main roster, so Gargano can go too. I want him to stay on NXT to finish out this feud whenever Ciampa comes back.
And because he's just going to get lost in the shuffle.
Well, the worst part is
like
when Ciampa
Gargano
does finally come back, there's not going to be any sign that there was ever a feud in the first place, and they're going to be best friends and tag team champions. And
they could end up being the Zayn Owens of the new Zayn Owens. I don't know.
Yeah.
They just don't have the history Zayn Owens did, so I hope they don't do that. But. And then, Pasty, I just recently added this in because I realized we did not have a tiebreaker, and we're trying to make sure we have a tiebreaker for every one of our predictions. So I'm throwing out a tiebreaker. This 2 out of 3 falls match, there's a chance that one guy is going to get 2 falls in a row, and it's over. We don't get a full 3 falls. I'm willing to bet that we only get 2 falls. Are you willing to bet on 3, or should we try to find something different for a tiebreaker?
I think you're going to have 3 falls. So I think you're a stupid man to make that bet. So yes, I will take it.
I agree. 9 times out of 10 in a 2 out of 3 falls match, there's 3 falls. And when you got 2 guys like this, it'd be great to see them go 3 falls. But I'm always a big fan of every now and then throwing in a 2 falls in a row just to keep everybody on their toes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if anybody could do it, either Gargano or Adam Cole could pull it off and be believable. You know, I could pick Adam Cole, and still, if Gargano gets 2 falls in a row, I'm pulling out the tiebreaker.
Right.
So, all right, we'll go with that.
I don't see that happening at all.
I don't. I mean, obviously, I'm giving you the slide on this.
Would Gargano Ciampa have been 2 out of 3 falls if it would have made it this far?
I would hope so.
You would have to assume so, I'd think.
They've done every fucking stipulation under the sun so far.
Yep.
They're running out of stipulations. Hair versus hair match, but what happens if Ciampa loses?
And this takeover has more matches than any takeover in recent history, so I'm excited.
Any takeover ever. A lot of them have just been 4 or 5 matches recently, so it'll be interesting to see if they give this one more time or what they do.
I just wonder which ones the quick ones are going to be. I'm scared that Pete Dunne Walter is quick because that means Walter wins.
I was going to say I was scared that the Velveteen Dream Matt Riddle one's quick and Matt just taps him out right away.
Yeah, that better not happen. Matt needs to show something.
He hasn't yet.
He's just going to get the championship and then face Cassius Ohno 17 more times.
I was really excited for him to be in WWE and NXT, and now I'm just like, he needs to go back to the Indies.
Yeah. I'm glad you're finally on the anti-hype train with me. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, yeah, this guy doesn't belong here.
And I mean, he's not. He's an awesome wrestler. He's really a really good wrestler, but he does not work even in the NXT WWE machine. He does not work.
I think it's funny because like Vince sees people like Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt as too fat. And I look at them and I don't see that at all, but I look at fucking Ono and I'm like, get the fuck out.
He's not big bone.
Go cry and eat some fucking donuts. You know. And he's bigger than any of those guys. He's taller.
Great.
I just don't know. I don't know.
He was a king of wrestling at one time, Pasty.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
He should wear full pants. Nobody wants to look at that cottage cheese. You ain't Rikishi.
Full pants.
He should go to All Elite and feud with Hangman Adam Page, and they can both have body issues together.
There you go.
There.
Why not? Why not?
I'd probably accept him in AEW.
Oh, Pasty, it's time to get out of the picks and get into the case files.
Entering a new segment I like to call Tasty Dick Pasty's Tricky Tip Case File number 001. As many of you know, my name is Pasty and I'm a dick.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. And by that I mean I'm an expert detective and internet sleuth. Right?
Oh,
right?
yeah, I mean, that's what I meant, Pasty. That's what I meant, Pasty.
Digging up clues and connecting the dots that nobody sees is the life I lead. Presenting the facts to you here first, folks. This week I have some explosive findings that will blow the lid off of WWE's big plans for the upcoming fiscal year. Here's the facts, Jack. In a recent interview with Wrestling Travel, WCW icon Sting stated that the only person he would come out of retirement to face at this point would be Shawn Michaels. No, The Undertaker.
No, Ric Flair.
But really, The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
A fact that most observant wrestling fans will have known for at least a year. And why would he do that? Well, not 3 articles later on the same news site that I was browsing.
Same site!
It was announced by the Wrestling Observer newsletter that The Undertaker will be appearing at WWE's next Saudi Arabia pay-per-view on May 3rd.
Oh my gosh, they're having another one.
Oh, they're having 2 this year. 1 in May and 1 in November.
It's disgusting.
So, to connect to the next dot, we have to note that the Saudi Arabian royal family lives 20 years in the past and loves when WWE parades around its roster of senior citizens.
One can only assume that it takes 20 years for the feed to travel from New York to Saudi Arabia because it's got to go through customs and all of it. And you guys know how that is.
It travels by camel.
Yeah, and then there's the time zones, so then you get jet lag, and it's a whole mess, folks. You don't understand how cable works.
You've never
folks.
seen a camel with jet lag before. You don't want to go there.
You don't want to be there.
That's how people lose their heads. And wind
it's
up
not.
in
It's not it's not the hump day camel that you see on the commercials around here. No, Jack, sir, it is not.
Now, all of these facts lead me to conclude with exact certainty. Exact. Precise precision. We will be witnessing The Undertaker versus Sting in Saudi Arabia, either the event in May or the event in November, for all the blood money.
Pasty, you did some good sleuthing.
I like to connect
You
the
did
dots.
some good. I think you definitely put some gum on your shoes there, buddy.
We knew when Sting came to WWE that the only person he really had any interest in facing was Undertaker.
To be honest, the only person the fans had interest in him facing was The Undertaker. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. And we all know The Undertaker will accept that Saudi money happily.
So I follow your path completely, and I think you're right, and I think you've got a very well laid out plot here. The only problem I have with this is that I think you are right, and I 100% will refuse to watch any of their Saudi Arabia specials, even illegally, just out of spite, just out of the fact that I'm a human being, I guess,
right.
And I have some kind of scruples. And I think it's going to be a shame that I will not get to watch The Undertaker versus Sting. But I'm not going to do it. Not even for Taker Sting. Especially not for Taker Sting at this point in their career.
Right.
It's not worth my soul for that. Not that I have a soul. I've sold it multiple times. But
I mean, there's always the off chance this turns into a 3-match run, but I don't think any of us want that either. One and done, no. That's what I always say.
Taker don't want that. Yep. That's how she gets it. That's how she gets tasty dicks. Pasty dick.
Tasty dick pasties, tricky tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. I did just connect the dots even further that this was Vince McMahon's attempt to spark Monday Night War fever in Saudi Arabia for those who may not have witnessed it in the past. So they get WWF versus WCW, and this incites rioting in the streets and sparks off World War III.
What if he brought out the NWO again, and then he had like the acolytes? He had JBL and Ron Simmons come out, and Viscera come out. Well, Viscera's dead, isn't he? But Midian come out, and all the old, the ministry guys.
Yeah.
That'd be sad. Pathetic.
There is rumors that they're trying to get women on the bill for the Saudi Arabia shows too.
I'm sure they're trying. I'm sure they're let me put it this. I'm sure they're asking. I'm sure it's not going much farther than that.
I mean, if they did it like they did, where was it? Was it Iraq where the women fought, but they were in full cover or whatever?
Yeah, they dressed
modestly.
Modestly.
With face coverings.
I was going to say conservatively, but yeah, modestly. Even I don't know. Okay. First, I'm going to say you could even do this, but then I'm going to say I would shit on them for doing this, so it's a no-win situation. But even if you pre-recorded 1 or 2 matches ahead of time, and then just aired them on the network while you had some propaganda playing to the live crowd in Saudi Arabia, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so there was actually a women's match on there, but it wasn't actually there live. It would give them the payday. It would put them on the show. But at the same time, I'd still I'd call them out for that bullshit also.
I just know Stephanie was asked about Evolution and if it was in the works for this year since it wasn't announced in their pay-per-view lineup. And she said she had things in the works that might surprise some people, and a lot of people are leading it to believe that they're working on trying to get women to Saudi Arabia. They think one match is going to make up for a whole women's pay-per-view somehow. I don't think it does at all. Even if it happens, even if it's glorious, that doesn't make up for a fucking 6-hour pay-per-view that everybody loved and enjoyed more than most of the content you put out in the last 5 years.
Right. We're going to have an all-women's pay-per-view out of Rio de Janeiro called Carnival.
We're going to the Amazon where no men are allowed in these tribes.
And the winner gets snoo. They said they don't like women's basketball. Did you explain the fundamentals? Yes. All right. Fuck, it's almost WrestleMania time, Pasty. It's a day away. A day away, folks.
Kickoff show starts in 2 hours.
2 hours and 75 minutes. That's actually 3 hours and 15 minutes, but that's how I time shit. I'm going metric in this bitch.
Metric system.
The best system.
That's right. Folks, we are moving into B-Sticks pay-per-view picks WrestleMania 35.
Dub M. It's WrestleMania Crown. They don't have numbers anymore, Pasty.
Oh, they're going to symbols? It's like when you hit the...
They have been for the last 3 years.
Hit the shell against the stairs in Mario so many times you start getting infinite lives. That kind of shit.
Exactly. They did WrestleMania gesture hat. And they did... What was the one before that? WrestleMania... something else.
It was still...
And now it's WrestleMania Crown. Yeah. This is the third one in a row that they're just not doing numbers because Vince McMahon thinks numbers make it look old.
Numbers don't matter in WWE except for every time we give you the numbers.
I know, right? Numbers don't matter. And here are the numbers.
Look at all these 2-time Hall of Famers.
I will say that the kickoff show is cool and all, but again, Cruiserweight Championship match and WrestleMania pre-show, they got to start finding something else to put there.
Yeah.
They're really trying to sync 205 Live. They're doing everything they can to let you know it's not important.
And there's some matches on the main card that, like, there's not very many matches that don't have a reason or a stipulation.
But there's matches I would pass on.
Yeah.
To be honest. It's sad but true.
It is.
There's a lot of matches that I only want to see one of the participants in them.
I'll stop complaining if you put the shit on the DVD and let the superstars make royalties off of it.
Yeah, let them make some money, honey.
It's stupid. But yeah, let's rattle through this. We're running low on time.
Well, they're going to start off the kickoff show allegedly. We don't know. We don't know what order it's going to be in, but we know that the Women's Battle Royal is going to be on the kickoff show. I really wish they could have spent the last year trying to think of a name for the Women's Battle Royal.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. Put a little bit of thought into it since they care about the women so much.
This was like, let's go with Fabulous Moolah. Oh, wait.
He could have even named it after his mother or something. I don't give a shit. Yeah. But, you got a host of, I mean, like always, we don't even know who's all going to be there.
Women's Battle Royal.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's got good tits. So it's always just a guessing game in these battle royals. Even if you know everybody who's in it, it's just a guessing game. We don't know everybody who's going to be in either of these battle royals, but we do know some names that have been announced. We know Asuka because, you know, that's where she belongs.
Right, yeah.
Fuckers.
You know, she was SmackDown Women's Champion just a week and a half ago.
Yeah. We've got Mrs. Corey Graves, Carmella. We got Naomi. We got Lana, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Nikki Cross, Dana Brooke, Mickie James. And obviously there's going to be a lot more women in there. Oh, yeah,
probably some surprises.
I'm hoping for some surprises because I'm pulling a name out of a hat, Pasty.
Yeah, you are.
But I'm shooting for it.
It was my early pick, too.
Was it really? That's cool that we were both on that same wavelength.
I've been thinking it for a while because, like, she's not going to have a spot on Mania, but they've been doing stuff with her. They need to debut her. Either really it happens now or Monday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're really behind her. And I guess to let the folks listening in on the secret we know is my pick is going to be Lacey Evans, who I think they're putting the machine behind her. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, really. She comes out with heavy machinery.
Yeah, exactly. Right behind her. So my pick is Lacey Evans. It's a shot in the dark, but even if you pick somebody who's on the list, it's just a fucking shot in the dark. You know, for everybody that's in there, they always could just pull a fucking weird one and let Dana Brooke win. You never know. It doesn't mean anything. Nothing. Last year's winner
was, I don't remember. Again?
Who was last year's winner with the Uterus Cup?
Naomi.
Naomi. Yeah. And when did that get her? On the fucking Women's Battle Royal on the kickoff show. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But at least she got that Uterus Cup. Oh, wait, no, she tweeted out that they never let her fucking have it. They never gave it to her.
We needed to use it again next year.
What the fuck? It gets you nothing. It means nothing. It's all bullshit. But what's your pick for the bullshit winner, Pasty?
You know, they fucked Asuka hard here.
Something I would like to do.
And so I think they got to throw her a bone, which is something you'd like to do. I think we all would.
Yes, sir.
I might throw her a bone alongside you.
There you go. I'll do it together. You know, they say it's not gay unless the dicks are touching. Right. But how in the fuck are you going to double stuff a broad without the dicks touching? I've never learned how to do that. So
one person just gets blowies.
I mean, if that makes me gay, no, you got to double stuff her 2 in at one time, same hole. How are you going to double anal her and not have you touch your dick? She's got to have a big ass anal if you're not even touching dicks.
You're going to be touching a lot more than dicks at that point anyway.
At that point, you're not even getting anything out of it. Hello, no.
5 minutes later, she's not in the room, and it's just you and your buddy scissoring.
Yep.
Man scissors. That's not a pretty sight.
Just a trail of gerbils leading out to the fucking living room. Where'd the gerbils come from?
But no, up until Asuka lost her championship and her spot on the main event of WrestleMania, I definitely figured they were going to go with Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
But now I got to say, give it to Asuka. Let Evans have her fucking explosive debut on Monday. Really, that matters more than this weekend anyway, especially when you're on the pre-show.
Oh, it truly matters a lot more, and I would love for Asuka to have this, just so that, again, like you said, to give her something. It's a bullshit something. It's a participation award, but it's at least it's that.
Yeah. And so, is this the first year they've done the women, or second year they've done the women's battle royal, or third?
Second.
Okay. Because part of me thought Asuka won one of these.
I think she won. Didn't she win a Royal Rumble
last year? Yeah,
she won. Yeah, she won a Royal Rumble. Where'd that get her? Oh yeah. Fuck. Next we have another bullshit battle royal, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That every winner has gone to shit. It's almost you almost don't want to win it because nothing good's gonna happen. Right. Big Show won it once.
Braun Strowman won it last year, or no?
Did Strowman win it? No, he won the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Okay.
He got a belt. Remember? Yeah. I mean, they didn't let him keep the belt either.
Corbin win one then?
I think Corbin might have won one. Yeah. Anyway, the fact that we can't remember just proves that there's only been like 4 or 5, and we don't even know who the fuck won.
Well, this match does have a storyline going into it between Braun Strowman and the hosts of Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update. Colin Jost and Michael Che.
Yeah, which
this is worse than Nicholas.
I like Michael Che. I don't want him in my WrestleMania, but I like Michael Che.
Yeah.
What's the story? Where did this come from?
The one I have a problem with. It's Colin Jost. Like,
I haven't even. Obviously, for whatever reason, they haven't done anything on SNL about this.
No. And you think they would? Where did this come from? Bringing them in and having them do this angle with Braun, that Braun would be a host on SNL or have a walk-on slot. None of that. Yeah. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Because I didn't know until today when I was looking at the lineup that they were on there. So what is the storyline leading into this?
Basically, they were special guests on Raw, and Braun Strowman was PMSing and pissed off, looking for somebody. Probably Corbin or, one of those douchebags. But Colin Jost and Michael Che got in the way. Colin Jost talked some shit. Strowman picked him up by his neck and held him up against the wall, and he, just kind of gave a blank stare and didn't really do anything. And then he set him down and he completely no-sold it, and it was stupid. Yeah. And then it's just been, they tried to apologize to Braun Strowman by buying him a car. Ooh, there's a nice convertible car in the parking lot. I wonder what Braun's going to do with that. I bet it's not drive it.
Oh, he might tip it over.
Well, he ripped the door off it and then had somebody send it back to them.
He didn't rip a door off it and throw it at somebody in the audience like he did last time, did he?
No, this is all out in the parking lot.
Yeah. Well, so when you say that there's a storyline in here, you use the word storyline loosely.
Vaguely.
Yeah. Okay. So to let people know, we got those three.
We also eliminating Colin Jost and Michael Che.
Yeah. We also got Andrade, no longer Cien, no longer Almas. We got Ali, no longer Mustafa.
It's so bad. I knew they were going to do this to Ali, too. And you're going to shorten it to 3 fucking letters. You fucking bastards. He makes no sense now.
Yeah. We got...
God,
we got Apollo Crews,
and this
Jinder
week's
Mahal.
the beef.
Jinder Mahal gets to keep both his names. What the fuck is that about? That motherfucker doesn't need either one. Let's just call him Gone.
Apollo Crews went down to one name and got his name back, so there's still hope.
Yeah, he was, He was just Apollo.
I knew they were going to do that shit, though. Ali. I don't want to know him as Ali.
I'd rather Mustafa, to be honest.
100%.
Tyler Breeze apparently still works for the company. Didn't know that. He's going to be there, unless he's just coming back for one more show.
He's there.
Bobby Roode, Rhino, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, the Good Brothers, EC3. So basically, who gives a shit of WWE? I mean, a who's who of WWE.
Oh, shit. I don't know if you saw this or not, but a couple of weeks ago, WWE put out a YouTube video, and it was it was about Fandango getting ready to come back. And they showed like clips throughout his entire career, but none of it was Fashion Police or him dancing. It all looked very serious. And then he's like talking seriously about his career and where he's been and where he wants to go. And I'm wondering if they bring him back and try
so he's coming back with a new character.
Yeah,
huh?
If they take him seriously.
He kind of needs to at this point.
I like him as a wrestler. I don't like him as a dancer. I like him with Tyler Breeze, but if you have him be serious and then maybe have a feud between the two of them, you know what I mean? Like he comes back like none of that shit ever happened, and Tyler's like, "What's up, man?"
Yeah, I'd be down with that. So who's your pick, Pasty?
You gotta give it to Strowman, I think, or Jinder Mahal. I guess if I get a fallback, it's Jinder.
You know, I was contemplating picking Jinder Mahal. Honestly, that's scary that we both thought about
that. It's probably going to happen then.
I think Braun is probably the easy money, but again, with any of these battle royal, fucking anything can happen. I don't see Mustafa
Ali winning any matches now after that name change. So
no, I'm going to go with somebody who could use the rub, even though, as we've discussed, this isn't even a real fucking rub. But I think WWE likes you to think it is for 2 weeks. And I'm going to say EC3 picks up a win here. I would love to see him do it. I would love to see him brag about it for 6 months.
In the last couple of weeks,
really
they've done things with EC3 that I never thought they would do, and they've kind of been making him a joke in backstage segments.
I'm not watching, so I don't know what they do with him. He's like a big, dumb
box of rocks. But he
that's kind of what he was, though, in Impact when he first started. But then he evolved.
Yeah, but with a body like that, Vince would love him and want him to be taken seriously and not made a joke right away.
Right.
Because, like,
especially
Braun
with
Strowman
the
is
way
a
he
big
can
joke
talk
now, and he ain't coming back from that.
No, he's not. So you and I picked the 2 big jokers.
Yep.
Oh, fuck us then, huh? And then we got, for the 7th year in a row, Buddy Murphy defending the Cruiserweight Championship on the kickoff show. Surprise there, motherfucker.
Right. And every time I hear it's been really good matches, and like you'd think they give him a chance.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. Give him
against.
You can give him first. If you don't want to give him first, give him the piss break at the end.
Yeah, just throw him in there. He's going to be taking on Anthony Nese, who still has 2 names for some reason.
Yeah, they're just going to shorten it to Nese.
They're just going to call him Nese. They're going to team him up with
Tony's,
Johnny Nephew.
Tony's.
They're going to hook him up with Johnny Nephew. It's going to be Niece and Nephew, baby. What if he had a valet, like a female valet that was like Samantha Nephew? And it's Niece and Nephew, but he's the male and she's the female. It's Niece and Nephew, baby.
Can we get that? I love that.
You know what? Even back in his Impact Wrestling days, I have never been a fan of Anthony Nese, Tony Nese, Tony Nephew, whatever you want to call him. He's got a body, but for me, that's all he has.
I honestly, sitting here, can't even remember which one of those cruiserweights he is.
He's the one with the body.
Long hair?
He looks like Pac with a shaved head.
Shaved head?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or, I mean, I guess as long as it's been since I've watched 205 Live, he could easily have grown it out to long hair at this point. It's been over a year since I've seen anything on 205 Live.
Where my gentleman Jack is. Why hasn't he been in the spotlight?
Old Gallagher, man. He's taking some time off with his umbrella.
I want him
but
in
you and I both... I mean, this is no... I know they could have the umbrella on a pole match between him and Skrull. More excited about Jack Gallagher and fucking Marty Skrull.
Mustaches versus mustaches.
Yep, it'd be the shit. Yeah, no surprise here. We're both going with Buddy Murphy. I don't mean to blow your load for everybody, Pasty, but I don't think anybody thought old Anthony Nese was taking it.
Not.
So, and just to remind everybody, in case you're wondering, in case you're new here, we do pick who we think's going to win on the kickoff show.
It doesn't matter. We just wasted 20 minutes of your time.
It's just like whose line is it anyways? The points don't matter, and we make up the shit as we go. So this is where the actual what's going to count towards whether Pasty or I win is going to start on the main show.
Main event. We'll be kicking it off, potentially, with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way, featuring the Tag Team Championship Usos versus Ricochet and Aleister Black, who will one day be known as just Aleister, versus The Bar, versus Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. So yeah, that's going to happen.
Right
off the bat, I'm willing to put big money on the fact Rusev and Shinsuke don't win.
No shit. Isn't it so sad that those two are known as jobbers?
It is.
I mean, it's going to go down in history.
Rusev,
People are going to look back.
When I first saw Rusev on NXT, I told you, he's going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah. Alexander Rusev. He used to have two names,
yes.
Pasty. Alexander Rusev.
I don't miss Alexander after all this time, though, I gotta say. It was nice, but I'm okay with just
nice
Rusev.
To have two names.
It's got more personality, more of his personality in it, I think.
Rusev Machka.
He's a big, burly man, a few words. He doesn't need two names, you know what I mean?
Rusev Machka. Alexander Machka. Yeah, it doesn't sound as good, does it? Nakamura Machka. I like
there
that.
You go.
That fucking rolls,
Nakamachka.
Man.
That's their new tag team name. That's what we're
there
calling
you go.
them now.
I like. we are now changing it, Pasty. You and I are doing the Nakamachka. I love that. That was a good one, Pasty. Nakamachka.
Nakamachka.
I'm still surprised.
This is going to be a problem.
It's not a problem. That's how we roll. You know that.
Lots of matzah. What?
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story, Pasty. We're not that kind of people. I'm still surprised they haven't punished the Usos for what they've been doing.
Well, they're like being punished storyline for some kind of shit.
Oh my god.
And that's why it's a fatal 4-way, because they're like, oh, you think you're the shit? Well, you can fight these for fucking...
So are they heels again, or are they
faces
against the heel regime?
Yeah, you know.
What are the authorities? I don't know what the authorities are right now. What are the authorities?
It depends on how you rub them. Obviously, Shane's heel against Miz.
No, I mean, who are the authorities? I don't even know who they are.
Stephanie, Shane,
everybody's
H,
an authority?
Vince, us.
Those guys are all on screen again now? Why?
Well, they all got their own little things.
Triple H is back on TV?
Yeah,
really?
Well, I mean, he's got to be for this Batista shit.
Well, yeah, but he's like part of the authority now, too?
Yeah, I mean, he still has power. He made the match. I mean...
He didn't used to storyline-wise. Storyline-wise, it was Stephanie and Shane.
Yeah, but we got so sick of Stephanie and Shane so fast. I would rather have Triple H than any of them, really.
I wouldn't.
I would.
Okay, so, well, anyways, my point is, I think Ricochet and Aleister Black are losing on Saturday and winning on Sunday. I think they're taking the championship at the Fatal 4-Way. They may not keep it long, but I think they are, out of everybody here, maybe outside of the Usos do swell, but I think they could easily represent the SmackDown brand as champions. I think it would be great to light these two guys up as this is SmackDown. You're seeing something different.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the fact that they team these two guys up, and I would much rather see the out of Aleister Black turning heel on Ricochet.
But, well, I was just going to say, couldn't you see in the long run them turning heel and having a good story? But I want that to happen before they're... I want this tag team shit to end now. Yeah. That's where I'm at. And so I think the Usos are going to rise above what the Authority thought they could handle, and they're going to retain. Once you told me they're against the Authority, I almost feel like they probably are going to win, but I'm going to keep my vote where it is.
I feel like this Mania especially has to be catered towards the fans more than catered towards fucking over the fans. They're just starting to gain back a little bit of the steam they've lost. And
yeah, it used to be that they wanted to leave the fans happy at the end of the night. I mean, for the first like 10, 15, for the first 15 pay-per-view or the WrestleManias, there wasn't even a triple threat match ever in the main event. You know, it was always one-on-one, excluding WrestleMania 1, which was a tag match. Piper Orndorff versus Hogan, Mr. T, who loves his mama, by the way, if nobody's heard that yet. But yeah, at some point they just quit giving a shit about keeping the fans happy, and it's like, I don't know. Even if it's predictable, I think it's okay to screw the fans every now and then at a WrestleMania. Yeah, you do, to keep everybody on their toes. But it does. You could do it, 4 or 5 years, separated.
Vince McMahon's thinking of they'll watch whatever we give them didn't work out. That's what it boils down to.
Well, we'll see. WrestleMania is always gonna yeah, they will. Bastards. You sheep. You're a bunch of fucking sheep. All right,
so we're at 2 hours and 15 minutes. Let's get on to match 2 of this big card.
Let's do it. We got Kurt Angle taking on Baron Corbin in a retirement match.
Yes, in a farewell match.
Farewell match.
Storyline, it's been built up as Baron Corbin, but there's been so much backlash from fans and from WWE superstars. And Kurt Angle has been actively trying to get it changed. And fucking Corbin potentially got his ankle broken by Kurt Angle on Raw or SmackDown, one of the two.
So both Corbin and Rey Mysterio now, storyline-wise, have gotten their ankle broken. Well, they haven't really
said it, but still the Baron Corbin thing is up in the air. That's why I put an asterisk next to it.
No way.
Yes. And I know fans would much rather see, especially one person in particular, facing Kurt Angle on his way out, because what the fuck? Why would you have it be Corbin?
Is this a retirement match? Is this a loser leaves town match? Or is this just, this is his final match?
His final match. And then he'll probably sign with AEW.
Okay.
That's my thought anyway.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is not Kurt Angle's final match in WWE, and he wins this. WWE has retired so many people and fired so many people, and the very next day they're there, that we all know these
Kurt Angle can't even stand up straight in the
anything.
ring, man. He's damaged goods just as much, if not more, than Mick Foley.
Kurt Angle can't stand up in the ring, and he can still wrestle circles around Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin, yeah.
Okay.
But the people who matter? Nah.
Who matters? Kurt Angle.
I don't even think Kurt Angle thinks Kurt Angle matters anymore.
So what's your pick?
Baron John
Corbin?
Cena.
John Cena? Yeah, how could he be left off the pay-per-view? Let's be honest.
And I think it'd be a great surprise. I don't see Kurt's last match against Baron Corbin no matter what, any way you cut it. I mean, in some twisted way, yeah, it puts a lot of fucking heat on Corbin, which is good for him in the long run. But is that what you really want? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is he going to be the next legend killer then?
I still don't even buy that it's going to be Angle's last match in WWE.
I think it will be.
Because every time we've had the stipulation...
Starcast 2, baby!
But Pasty, every time we've had the stipulation, they've always come back, right?
Eventually, but he's already in the Hall of Fame. There's really not much to come back for. He might come back for, the Stone Cold Rock WrestleMania appearance. But I think his time in the ring is done. I think he knows that. I think if you would be watching WWE, I don't even watch it on a regular basis, but every time I see him, I just get sad.
Well, I will say, if he is losing, I prefer he lose to Cena than Baron Corbin. I'm still picking that he's winning, so I'm going Angle. You're going Cena, which is a pick.
It's a pick. It's out there, but I'm willing to put my guns on it.
All right. Following that, we have a Falls Count Anywhere match: The Miz versus Shane McMahon.
Yes.
I know I haven't been following the product, but I really do not give a shit about this match.
Well, I mean, The Miz did just beat at least the leader of Sanity. Eric Young in a Falls Count Anywhere match on Raw or SmackDown, one of the two. And then as he won the match, he looked up and Shane's in the back of an SUV, smiling and driving away. But anyways,
that's just fucking weird.
No, Miz is looking good. He's doing really good in this babyface mode, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you need like the white bread babyface guy,
it's not.
It is the Miz.
The white meat babyface guy. If you're gonna do a long run as a white,
I think so. I think this is. I don't think you're gonna flop back to heel right away after this. I think he's gonna have a good babyface run and maybe kind of pick up where John Cena left off. I also think Miz could be the next guy to go to Hollywood.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I don't know. We've said for years how the Miz has been growing on us more and more, and we love the Miz. Well, let's love the Miz.
Anybody who's seen his movies know he's not going to Hollywood anytime soon. But I mean, obviously, this is just a way to get Shane McMahon's big bump in. Obviously, that's all this is.
Jumping off a semi or some shit. I bet
which means that Shane's gonna lose. He always does that. That's fine.
Oh, did you see the WrestleMania ring set up yet this year?
I have not. I seen that there was a video.
It's got
of it,
a
but
very
I have not watched
huge and sturdy looking canopy this year.
Oh, so Shane's gonna jump off that probably.
I would think so. I've thought this for years though, but this one looks way bigger and way more sturdy. So
okay, that'd be cool.
I don't want this match to take its Falls Count anywhere. Keep it as far away from the ring as you can. That's.
Oh yeah, they don't even have to start in the ring. They could start before they ever. That would be awesome for them to have. Probably what I'm assuming would be the first WrestleMania match to never step in the ring.
That'd be great.
That would be awesome.
That would be excellent.
And then just be another thing that they can tout. You know, the first ever match that never was in a ring, and you know they love to tout their fucking first ever.
And if McMahon's making that history, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so that would be great. I'm down with that. I'm picking The Miz just because I'm assuming Shane's going to do a giant bump, and he's just there for them to put over The Miz, which is fine. I think it'll be a good spot fest.
You think Miz's dad gets involved?
Personally, I don't know. I know yeah. I don't know because I'm not following the storyline. I do know that his dad got involved at one point with. It wasn't Shane though, was it? Wasn't it some? Or no, that's when Shane turned on The Miz, wasn't it? Yeah, so it's like I just honestly don't care about this one, so I'm just not even going to pretend I do. They could not have this match at all, and I wouldn't.
I'm looking forward to it. It's probably in my top 5 matches I'm excited to see.
You can top 5 that, okay, Mr. Pritchard?
All right.
Up next, though, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way. Another one I'm not excited about, just for the fact that it's for all the stuff that they're doing good with the women, like giving them the main event of WrestleMania. Awesome, and I give them all the credit in the world for it, and I didn't expect it to come this soon. So cool. I'm patting them on the back for that, and I'm giving a thumbs up. But then they have a match like this where it's like, well, everybody that we didn't get in the Women's Battle Royal, let's just throw them in one more match.
Tag teams matter.
So that we don't have to fucking worry about having, you know, more than 2 women's matches on the main roster. Because that'd be horrible in a fucking main roster with 12 matches to even have 4 women's matches. Oh my God. So it is kind of disgusting. But with that being said, we got Sasha Banks and Bayley, the Boston Hug Connection, versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya, the Old Timers, versus Nia Jax and Tamina, the Big Moans, versus the Iconics, Billy Kay and
Peyton Royce.
Peyton Royce and Billy Kay.
Peyton Manning and Billy English.
Yep. Royce to 5'9".
Bad meets evil.
Detroit, baby.
This match is going to be something I'm not going to pay much attention to.
This match is going to be 8 women in a 5-minute match.
It's not going to be Beth Phoenix and Natalya winning.
They just don't care. That's the thing that bothers me. We know that there's probably only 2 teams that are going to win, and you and I both picked them.
Yep.
So I'll throw mine out there. I'm going Banks and Bayley, the Boston Hug Connection, keep their championship.
And I'm going with our picks for the original Women's Tag Team Championships, and I'm riding my boat with the Iconics.
And I'm going to throw an asterisk on my pick that I would prefer the Iconics win than Sasha and Bailey. But I want to beat you, Pasty, so I'm picking who I think is going to win, and I'm going with Sasha and Bailey. Right. So that's the only thing.
It's a fatal four-way,
right there.
And I know I just got done saying when it's a fatal four-way, it falls on the odds of the champion.
Yeah, but you're just like WWE, and you change it from one moment to the next. Your rules. So go ahead.
I mean, the Iconics are that sly, sneaky, stupid, goofy tag team that would pull out the win in a match like this.
You just called the Iconics stupid, and I'm really upset at you.
They're not smart.
Well, they're super smart.
Okay.
They're cunning. They're cunning. Cunnilingus. United States Championship match: Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Yo. This match may or may not happen, as we stated in the news.
And it actually fell on to be our stipulation of the show. Do we call that now, or do we wait till the end?
Well, yeah, fuck it, let's call it now, because it makes sense. We all know that Rey Mysterio broke his ankle when Kurt Angle threw Baron Corbin into him. Yeah. Baron Corbin snapped his ankle when Kurt Angle,
dangled his ankle.
Triple H. He dangled him from a coat hanger at a bad angle. Got strangled.
Strangled his ankle.
Strangled his ankle while he was getting mangled. Sat it at a bad angle.
I love strangled his ankle. I want that to be a thing now.
It's going to be a finisher. It's the ankle strangle. Oh, my God.
He's choking the hell out of his ankle.
His ankle's getting no blood flow. He's blocking the artery with his thumb.
Oh, my God.
You can see it.
He's falling asleep, folks.
It's turning purple. It's turning purple.
The ref is calling the match.
I want to see the foot drop 2 times, and then the big toe starts shaking. Oh, my God. Look at the big toe.
I'm putting strangled his ankle in a song. It's going in a song.
I don't even know where the fuck we're at. Oh yeah, hey, we're at Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. So yeah, we don't know if this match will happen, if it'll be somebody different, or if it's going to be the same way that it is. I don't know. Did I know that Joe was the United States champion?
Yeah, you found out on our last episode, and you were pleasantly surprised.
Oh fuck. That was like fucking 4 weeks ago, Luke. That's a long
2
time.
2 weeks, but yeah.
I am pleasantly surprised. I ain't gonna lie. I know, I was exaggerating, buddy. Come on. So yeah, Samoa Joe, U.S. champion. Oh yeah, he beat Nakamura, didn't he? Or who'd he beat? I don't know who the fuck he beat. I don't give a shit. I'm going with Samoa Joe. This was before I even knew that Rey Mysterio was injured. I picked Samoa Joe, and I'm sticking with my Joe.
If Rey Mysterio is able to compete in this match, I think Joe's choking him out pretty fast.
Joe's strangling that ankle.
He's going to strangle his ankle.
Coquina
Tell
clutch.
his cankles dangle.
So we both got Joe. We're going from the U.S. to the IC Intercontinental Championship match. Bobby Lashley taking on
is will there be a replacement for Rey Mysterio? Will the match happen or not? Will this even happen?
Will Joe? You know what I mean? Will Joe have a match? It's not will the match happen. You're saying Samoa Joe does not have a match at all.
If Rey Mysterio's injured and can't compete, then their best interest is to cut the match. I think it would be a quick, like I said, I think it'd be a quick match either way.
And I'm saying Samoa Joe has a match whether or not it's with Rey Mysterio.
Maybe Baron Corbin picks it up after he's kicked out of his match with John Cena.
He's got a broken ankle, but he's got a strangled ankle, but he'll make it. Even with a strangled ankle, he's going to hobble on over there. That Corbin, he's a guy, man. Bobby Lashley taking on officially the Demon Finn Balor.
Oh my God, the promo was great. Yeah, was Lashley and fucking Leo
Rush. Leo Rush.
Lil Nemo.
I don't watch the program. I know Leo Rush.
He's got a good voice, but I hate him so much.
Not to be confused with Roosh of MLW.
But they were in the ring. They were talking some shit. Finn Balor comes on. He's like, "Yeah, WrestleMania, I'm gonna beat you." And then all of a sudden, the screen flashes white, and then he's painted up. And I was like, "Oh shit!"
Was it regular Demon? Was it Pumpkin Demon? Was it a new Demon?
It was regular Demon.
I like regular Demon. I'm okay with Demon Classic.
El Demon Classico.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as they said that, it's like, well, he can't lose then, huh?
Yeah, as soon as that stipulation came out, everybody knew.
I'm glad they did it, because I thought for so long, like, they made it seem like he wasn't going to do it anymore. And I was starting to be okay with that.
I'm okay with him saving it for only the bigger pay-per-views.
Yeah, but he didn't need it to beat them in the first place. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, he beat Leo Rush, but he didn't need the paint.
It should be, to me, and even though this is kind of contradicting what I said, but I said that WWE goes by WWE's logic, so the Demon has to win. For me, what I would do is make the Demon no different than the Undertaker's entrance or Triple H's entrance, to where it's a special entrance, it's a special event. It's not necessarily he needs the Demon to beat somebody. It's just that, oh, this is so cool that he's busting out the Demon because it's important to him or because it's amazing. You know, that's what it is to me.
So then you want to see him lose as the Demon then, or no?
At some point, I would. Yeah, he definitely has to lose as the Demon at some point, not today.
Abigail, yeah.
But I think it should be more of that. It shouldn't be like, oh, it's a persona. It should just be like, oh, this is a big event, so he's busting it out to look cool, baby. Just like everybody else does. I mean, they always have special gear for the big events. Mm-hmm. So that's the way I want it to be.
You think Bobby Lashley's Terminator this year, then?
Terminator. He can't steal Cage's gimmick. Dun, 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 dun.
Why Triple H did it many times.
Yeah, but that was before Cage was doing it. Cage stole it from Triple H. Well, actually, Triple H stole it from Arnold. Then Omega stole it from Triple H. Then Cage stole it from Omega.
Let's not forget Rey Mysterio did it.
I don't remember that. I'm going to have to look that one up. I believe you. I just don't remember it. I want to see what it looked like. Which did he do, the T2000 or the T800?
It was like it was the mask, obviously, that was Terminator, and he had a red eye.
The 800 or the 2000? They're two different masks.
He didn't turn into liquid metal, okay?
How do I know that?
Because he's not Quicksilver.
Okay. Quicksilver doesn't turn into liquid metal. That's just weird. That would be fucking weird. Why would a super fast guy turn into liquid metal? That's just fucking crazy.
So fast you liquefy yourself.
I don't know.
But then you're not going very fast.
Then we got a no holds barred with Triple H's career on the line. The second career match of the night.
Kind of. It's not a stipulation with Kurt Angle.
Yeah, well, it's all stupid. I want to see this one for Batista, but this is definitely not going to be a good match. This isn't going to be a 5-star Tokyo Dome match. Not a fucking thing, Pasty.
Give me what I want, Hunter. Give me what I need. Oh yeah, what do you want? What do you need? Tell me what you want. Give me what I want, Hunter. Give me what I need. Oh yeah?
Okay, Pasty.
Well, what do you want?
Pasty. Turn your fucking gay porn down and explain to me what happened in the lead up to this match.
That's what happened.
Oh shit! They made a gay porn out of WWE Studios,
and it went on way too long. And like Batista seemed like he was tripping up over his words. It was bad.
WWE Studios presents.
Not to mention
Triple H.
Batista challenged Triple H to this. Triple H called Batista out. Batista shows up, but he's
completely fucking cut off my WWE Studios commercial.
He's flanked by a bunch of cops. Yeah, Batista, the guy who beat up Ric Flair.
Now he got flanked by a bunch of cocks? Yeah. What the fuck kind of homo shit is this?
They were taking a page out of All In.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They were flanked by a bunch of cocks there. That's true. Can I do it?
You can go ahead now.
WWE Studios presents Triple H, Dave Batista in Brokeback Mountain.
Bow chicka bow wow. Doo
You've seen the Marine take on terrorists. You've seen the Marine take on gangsters. Now watch as the Marine takes on his deepest, darkest feelings. Watch as he comes out to his parents. See the tear in his eye as he loses his one true love on the battlefield.
Give me what I want, Hunter. Give me what I need. I'm giving you what you want.
This summer, Triple H has the pedigree to feed Batista's animal in Brokeback Marine. Rated PG-13. That's just fucking great.
Woo!
I'm not looking forward to this match either, but I'll watch it. I think it's good. I'm happy for Batista to get this match.
Yeah.
That's all I really want to say. These two guys need a no-holds-barred match. They're not putting out a clinic. We know that. So, with that being said, it's Triple H. It's WrestleMania. Everybody knows what my pick is.
Triple Mania.
Triple Mania strikes again. What do you got, Pasty?
I gotta go on a limb here and say Hunter's seeing more and more of his cultivated kids come up from NXT and not be used properly because of reasons like this. And I think this is Hunter being willing to step down as an in-ring competitor. He doesn't need to fight. Last time he had a fight, he tore his pec. I bet he fucks himself up in this match.
No shit.
I worry that this isn't a good match, but I'm hoping it's the best match either one of them have put on in a very, very long time.
Well, Batista hasn't had a match in a very, very long time, so it will
But I'm hoping it's grade caliber Batista and not Blue-tista or Bootista.
It's gonna be, it's a match just for what it is, obviously. And I don't expect it to be more than that.
Now, don't get me wrong, too. I would love
it.
to see Batista have one match and go away again.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him stick around for long, but...
This is the match I really don't care who wins. And not because I think they both deserve to win. I think Batista deserves to win, if there is a deserves. But I know that Jean-Paul Levesque is deep down in Triple H's head, and he's telling him, I have to win at Mania.
Can Batista come out as Drax? I mean, they all get WrestleMania entrances.
He should come out as his 007 bad guy. He's more badass.
But Drax could stand very, very still and become invisible.
What if he came out as
the mind of the
Barista?
cerebral assassin.
What if he came out as Barista Batista and he's carrying coffee with an apron? Barista Batista. Spilling hot coffee on you, motherfucker. And we follow that with
the first match without a
title or stipulation. We did that perfectly. I love it. We got AJ Styles versus Randy Orton in a why in the fuck is this match on this card match?
Because they haven't had a match before.
That's the reason. Because that's a WrestleMania-worthy reason.
I think they can put on a WrestleMania-worthy match. I don't know if they will, but I think they can.
Orton, when it's a big show, will put out a good match. And AJ can get a good match out of anybody. So this will be a solid match. I'm not worried about that. It's not going to be match of the night, but it's not going to be Triple H Batista bad. It's going to be a good match. I just don't think anybody's going to go back in the annals of WrestleMania 20 years from now and be like, remember that AJ Styles Randy Orton match from WrestleMania 35?
Right.
That was the shit.
Well, at this point, honestly, and I feel bad for saying this, but I would trade this match for the Cruiserweight match.
Oh, no, this was on my list of matches I would trade for the Cruiserweight match. Honestly. This one and the Triple H one both. And honestly, the Lashley Finn Balor one. Even though I like both of them.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the fuck it's there for, I guess. But again, I'm not following the product, and that hurts my opinion of things, and I admit that.
All right, so who do you think is winning this one?
I'm gonna go Randy Orton. just because why the fuck not? If there's no stipulation, it really doesn't matter who fucking wins and loses. And Orton seems to have been... I haven't watched the product a lot lately, but he seems to have been giving up a lot of wins lately, and I think it'd be okay to let the veteran have a big win over AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Yeah. He's been talking shit about indie wrestlers to AJ in this build-up. Because
AJ's been in the two biggest companies for the last decade, so he's obviously an indie wrestler. Two biggest companies in the world for the last decade. Obviously indie wrestler. Yep. That's how WWE thinks. He's an indie wrestler. He's been wrestling with us for 5 years.
Well, I mean, they're all independent contractors. Doesn't make them all indie wrestlers.
That is true. They are all indie wrestlers.
Blew that one right out of the water.
You fucking nailed that. That was a home run. That was a grand slam, baby. Grand slam with a touchdown.
Just for shits and giggles, I'm going with AJ Styles winning this one.
Why not? It's a flip of a coin.
Randy Orton's being a grumpy old guy, and therefore will probably get his comeuppance.
Orton is old man yells at cloud. Yeah, I mean, when you don't have a stipulation on a Mania match that's as booked as this, it really doesn't matter who wins.
It's going to be a good match.
Until you get to the next match, which I'm really surprised at your pick for this one, Pasty. This is the second match without a stipulation or a title. It's Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. I don't know what the story is leading into this, but I just, in my mind of minds, I don't see WWE having Roman Reigns losing his first WrestleMania back from his years-long bout with leukemia that kept him out of the ring for so long that it makes Bryan Danielson's battle look like,
they've been playing this out where anytime Roman Reigns does something, he'll have a match, he'll win a match. Out of nowhere, here comes Drew, and that kick takes him out, and it like something's not right in his head, even though he had bone cancer. Maybe it was in his skull or something, but like he's not all there.
Maybe it was a skull. They didn't specify which bone. Could have been a skull. So Roman's not all there? That's kind of the thing. That's what they're playing right now?
Drew's been picking him away since the last pay-per-view. And, I mean, I could see Roman winning, but at the same point, if you wanted to push Drew McIntyre, this is how you do it. And Roman can stand to take a loss. Again,
me personally, as a human being, as a wrestling fan, would love to see Drew Galloway beat fucking Joe Anoa'i at WrestleMania. Would fucking love it. Because one's a really talented pro wrestler, and one is a good wrestler who's politicked his way to the top. And yes, folks, I see the hypocrisy with Hulk Hogan being one of my favorite wrestlers. So don't fucking tweet me, okay? I get
Don't
that.
At me,
They were
bro.
different eras, though. Different eras, obviously, different eras. But the realist in me and the fact that, again, I want to beat you, Pasty, I'm going to go with Roman. I don't see Roman losing his first WrestleMania back from his cancer bout, even if it was only for 7 days.
All right. Coming in at match 10. Yeah, we're not done yet. WWE Championship match featuring the champion Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston for all the ducats and all the buckets. And I said, fuck it.
Yeah, this is another coin flip.
It is.
Because it's either going to go... They're either pushing for the huge, very uplifting, heart-lifting, make everybody happy, cheerful moment for Kofi Kingston, or they're really pushing the Daniel Bryan's a badass heel, we want you to hate him, and this is going to carry him along for the next few months, beat Kofi Kingston. So it's like, it easily could... It's going to elevate either one that high on either side. It's either really going to push Kofi's face or it's really going to push Daniel's heel. So it's a coin flip.
Yeah. I can't shake the feeling that Kofi looks like he's going to win. and New Day turns on Kofi.
I would. This would be the best spot to do it in. Of any
as
spot
much as
they've
I
been
never
in
want
yet.
to see them split, I think this is it.
But they have to. This would be the best spot.
And I think
agree
it's
with
something
you.
like where Vince is pulling the strings backstage saying they have to or they lose their jobs or some shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because New Day just won the tag team gauntlet match to get Kofi, and like Xavier and Big E did that on Raw.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going Kofi Kingston just because I think it's the feel-good story. And
I want it so bad, but
if this is the WrestleMania of old would easily have him being the winner. So that's what I'm going with. Me as a wrestling fan, I'm going to put it this way. Me as a wrestling fan, Kofi Kingston should get a run with the title. It should be a short run. He is not a world champion, but he's been a globetrotter, man. He's been somebody who's stuck with it. He's a trailblazer. He deserves a little bit of recognition. I personally, as a fan, would love to see Daniel Bryan win at Mania, then Kofi Kingston win at the next pay-per-view, which is TLC, hold it for 1 or 2 months, and then lose it again. I would prefer Daniel Bryan win at Mania, but I'll give it to Kingston.
I just also don't see the investment in the new championship going out yet.
That makes sense also, although they've done that multiple times. To the point to where they made a Brahma Bull championship for The Rock and never even used it on TV. They just decided against it after it was already made. Like, well, maybe not. So, but no, I agree with you there too. I mean, why invest that much into that and then who knows? But from WWE Championship to Universal Championship, we got Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins.
Yes, we do.
Holy shit. It's just like they're ending the pay-per-view with a bunch of coin flips here, man.
Really. Yep. And what I heard this morning was that the bets have flipped significantly in Brock's favor.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like I said, I half-ass watched Raw and SmackDown, and I don't think I caught anything that would say Lesnar's going to win this. But
there's no reason for Lesnar to lose. There's no reason for Rollins to not win.
A lot of people, another rumor and innuendo I'm hearing about WrestleMania is, what's his name? The Irish UFC. Yeah, Conor McGregor is going to be at WrestleMania. And then there's also a rumor that Cormier might cost Brock. Yeah, Cormier.
It's a silent R. It's French.
Cormier. Paul Levesque.
It's like if you were a Canadian and you wanted me to comb your hair, you'd be like, Cormier.
No, if you were Irish. that would be.
Irish don't say A. Canadians say Cormier.
Okay. I gotcha.
Follow? Are you picking up what I'm laying down?
I'm smelling what your rock is cooking.
Smelling what I'm cooking.
Yeah. See?
Fuck, we're on the... Man, all it takes is for us to be gone for a couple weeks and we get back on the same fucking path, buddy.
Ooh. So yeah, I'm going with Seth Rollins, I think.
You are?
I think.
Okay.
But I also think I'm going
with Rollins. I think this should be a great match.
It'll be. I'm
These
hoping it's Brock's best
match
this year, even though he's had some good matches against small guys.
And they wrestled all night to the best match ever. A little One Direction for you folks.
Also, they've been very, like, Dean Ambrose had his last match on Raw, like, 2 weeks ago. Allegedly. And he's been very gone for the last 2 weeks. So I kind of wonder if... I don't know if we see him turn up tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's another thing that's made me think the Seth Rollins thing is all a red herring, because they were like, he's going to wrestle his last match and we're not going to have him anymore. Where usually they keep a guy around till the very end, you know? Like, this is all really...
I mean, if he wasn't going to
okay with him leaving the AEW.
I get where that storyline would go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see Jon Moxley and AEW putting on some fucking hardcore matches. I'm down with that. I'm down with him going to MLW and putting on hardcore matches. I'm down with him going back to fucking CZW or PWG, you know? It just seems that they're pushing it, that WWE, the machine, is pushing it too hard for it to be real. But they could be trying to troll the trolls and be pushing it so hard because it is real. It's hard to tell in nowadays landscape.
I'm glad they're finally getting smart to that, though, and doing this kind of shit where it's like, what is it? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Good. That's what we should do.
Yeah, they're at least
knowing everything.
They're at least not ignoring
before
it.
The shit happens.
Yeah, they're at least not ignoring it. I like that.
So the main event, huh?
Everything, what we're all coming here for. It's a winner-take-all triple threat for both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. We got Ronda Rousey defending the Raw title against Charlotte Flair defending the SmackDown title against Becky Lynch. Not gonna lie, I was really hurt when they added Charlotte to this match. Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch one-on-one would have been such an awesome match.
Did that change any for you when Charlotte got the title, though? I still don't know how I feel about that.
It didn't, but at the same time, I mean, it's going to be a good match. I think Charlotte may have her best match ever tonight. Or tomorrow night. You know what I mean? On this pay-per-view. Ronda Rousey hopefully should have her best match, and Becky Lynch doesn't have a bad match, so let's not worry about that.
Did you catch the segment of them on Raw? They had to fight in a match. It was them versus the Riot Squad. And if anybody fucked up, or if anybody didn't work with their team, they would be out of the match at WrestleMania or whatever. Okay. So they fight the match. Ronda Rousey does most of the match, wins the match, and immediately goes after Charlotte. Like, there's no pause. All of a sudden, a dozen or so cops come out. They're all handcuffed. Well, one of them pushes a cop and gets handcuffed. And they're all handcuffed, and they, fight back and forth. You know how, Undertaker and Lesnar would do or whatever. But they're handcuffed. Yep. And so they put Charlotte in one cop car, and then they put Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey in another cop car. Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch are kicking at each other. They kick out the glass. Needless to say, they all got arrested. But yeah, that was... A lot of people were saying it was the most epic brawl in history, but I thought it was like Cheese Fest 2019.
It's probably Cheese Fest, but they're giving the women the Cheese Fest
and they're all
storyline they would give to Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Yep. You know what I mean? Again, I don't like it, and I would pick it apart.
It would be worse if only one or two of them got arrested. Since they all got arrested, I think that's kind of a thing. That's cool.
Yeah. It's good. I think.
And Ronda Rousey got somehow from the back seat of the cop car into the front seat of the cop car and crashed one cop car into another cop car before they dragged her out of the cop car.
And yet she's released before WrestleMania.
Hell, the cops even drove Becky Lynch to SmackDown the following night, where she got out of the back seat without anybody opening the door for her. That happens.
Whoa. She is the man. All three of these women, I'm okay with being in the first women's WrestleMania main event. Listeners of this show know how I feel about Charlotte Flair. She is super overrated and probably doesn't deserve where she is. But let's compare apples to apples. Charlotte Flair to Roman Reigns. Charlotte Flair is a better in-ring competitor than Roman Reigns. Charlotte Flair is better on the mic than Roman Reigns. And Charlotte Flair, in my book, has more name value with the Flair than Roman Reigns does with the Rock lineage. She's a direct Flair, and Reigns is a third removed Rock. So I'll give her that, and I get that it's quote unquote best for business. The Flair name is a bigger name than Becky Lynch.
Plus, having that unknown value in the match it helps.
It does. So I'm okay with this. If it gives them the main event, if Vince said, God damn, I'm worried about giving them the main event, I really feel we need to throw Charlotte Flair in there. If that would have cost them the main event, then I'm all for Flair being in there just so they got it. So, cool. Awesome, 100%. Pasty seems like he's changing his mind here, but I'm going straight up Becky Lynch, the man.
I've had to do some soul searching and thinking since Charlotte Flair won the championship, and knowing that one woman is going to hold every championship or both championships, you know, and they could possibly be unified.
Every, both, all, some.
They could possibly be unified.
Unification.
And I feel like this is going to be a happy feeling WrestleMania for a lot of people. And I think this is where Charlotte Flair is going to have both championships, my friend.
Is anybody a heel in this?
I guess Charlotte is. I mean, Ronda.
They turned her back heel again? Because they turned her face to go against the quote-unquote heel
both,
Becky Lynch.
I'd say they're all chaotic
but then they
neutral
switched
if
Becky
you had to go
back to
in a Dungeons
face.
and Dragons sense, because they're all like off the hinge. Ronda Rousey's like, I don't care, wrestling's fake, I'm not playing their fucking games anymore, I'm gonna do their shit.
Okay.
Charlotte Flair is the bad guy just because she's in the match and nobody wants her there, and Becky Lynch is supposed to be a bad guy, but everybody loves her.
So let's say in a black and white world on
Charlotte
paper,
Flair's the
are
heel.
they all faces?
I would
She is a
say
heel?
if you have to look at it as badasses or heels, Flair's the heel because she's the only one.
Well, no, let's just look at it as black and white. Like, let's say if they were on any pay-per-view against any other person anywhere, are they the face? Are they the heel? Or
I'd say Flair's the heel.
Okay. Because I know they had turned her to face against Becky Lynch's heel.
And that worked out well.
Okay, so she's back heel again?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. That's why I want to know. I mean, it'd be interesting. I know we've had face versus face before. It would have been interesting if the first all-women's WrestleMania main event was also an all-face triple threat main event. That'd be interesting.
You got to think from Vince's mentality, too. Like, fans are pushing for Becky Lynch versus Ronda at WrestleMania. Fans are pushing for women to headline WrestleMania. Okay, you can have all that, but we're putting Charlotte Flair in, and she's going to win because you can't have it all.
Right.
And Ronda obviously is supposed to be taking some time away from WWE after this, so I don't see her to retain.
Correct.
And
although, remember, they tried to throw us that one with The Miz a while back last year. And that was, and we all fell for it. I did, at least.
There full fucking time.
And he didn't miss a fucking day.
Good man, that man.
Yeah.
But I'm going out on a limb. I want to say Becky Lynch is going to win. The good money's on Becky Lynch for the win. But I think this is a Vince thing, and I think Charlotte Flair is going to be the first undisputed women's champion.
Okay. I honestly think Ronda Rousey's probably the favorite to win because she is the main name. You know, she's the one that you can market. So the fact that neither one of us are picking Rousey, I think, is cool because I think she's the obvious pick. You can't go wrong with Ronda Rousey holding all your championships, being on the cover of everything, having her name thrown around.
Proving she's the best after all these people have been talking.
Yeah. Mainstream people don't know Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair. They know Ronda Rousey.
Good Mythical Morning fans know Becky Lynch now.
They do, but they're not mainstream. They're very not mainstream. Oh, Pasty. Are we done tonight, or do we have to burn a question?
I mean, we can ask this burning question. We can always answer it next week. That way we can all think about it a little bit.
Let's ask the question, and let's answer it at the top of the show next week.
So this burning question, it's kind of been lingering a little bit in my brain for a while now, and this was supposed to be asked 2 weeks ago, but it still pertains now, and that is WWE's poor ratings due to the WWE Network making pay-per-views more accessible?
Something to think about, folks. Something to ponder. Maybe put a little research.
Give us some comments.
Maybe
let us know your thoughts and input on this as well, because I've got some things to say about this.
So make sure put your post there on Facebook.com/Beefsticks Podcast. Let us know what's going on. Hit us up on Twitter at BeefsticksCSB. You know, you can always email us at beefstickspodcast@gmail.com. Just let us know what you're thinking. Let us know.
And if you a smooth mother lover, slide into the DMs on Instagram.
Instagram doesn't have DMs.
Don't they have DMs? Well, where do you slide into DMs?
You really just called yourself out.
I'm so old.
I mean, I give you credit for trying to use the phrase, so I'll give you that.
Well, because people say it on Facebook too, and it's just Messenger. It's Messenger. It's not a DM.
Well, on Facebook you have DMs.
No, it's Messenger.
Yeah, you do. Do you know what a DM
message.
is? Okay, that would be Facebook Messenger.
Yeah,
is a
but
direct
they have that
message
on Instagram now too, and it deletes itself after your conversation's closed. So that's the DMs you'd slide into, right? You sly motherfucker.
I think you're talking about...
No, Snapchat does that too, but that's a new thing on Instagram. I know because when I joined, my old ass had to go through the features and functionalities.
Well, maybe I'm old because I didn't know Snapchat had DMs, and I use Snapchat fairly regularly. So there you go, folks. Fat Mac is old, Pasty White is old, Triple H is old. The shit's getting old. But we're ready for an amazing weekend. We're ready for an awesome show next week. We hope you all have enjoyed this WrestleMania edition of Beef Sticks Podcast.
And don't forget, in 2 weeks.
And don't forget. You're still on my wavelength.
I can feel your penis.
It's awesome. I know you can. I'm putting it in you right now. Big 100, baby. 100. Keeping it 100. Keeping it 100 with Pasty White and Fat
Gotta
Mac.
admit, we should have been there a long time ago. Yeah, but I like the fact that it falls right after the WrestleMania insanities. Plus, after WrestleMania, I have to face the Piper. I got a punishment coming up. And what better episode to do it on than episode 100?
And I think that's a great place for a 100th episode right after all the Mania stuff. It's a good spot. And let's be honest, we may not be the most popular podcast ever, but there's millions of podcasts that never make it to 100 episodes.
Yes, there is.
Literally millions. Some from real high-profile people. So, we owe it all to y'all, the listeners, the fans. We wouldn't be here without y'all.
Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you next week, man.
With that being said, of course, I'm Fat Mac.
And my name is Pasty. I'm an old guy, and I don't know much about DMs and sliding.
And I will WrestleMania you later.
Shake the Laffy Taffy. That's still hip, right?
Yeah.
All right.